Let's do it. Hockey Talk Show, live with you here on a Wednesday, 7:36 p.m. in the East. This is a very very laid back Hockey Talk Show. This is our first live reaction show inspired by my buddy Lou over at Vegas Golden Knights coverage. We are still in the studio. It will be a much more laid back show for me. I have done zero preparation for this. I want everybody to know that. I actually consciously stayed away from any of the normal hockey research that I usually do. It's not really research. I just like the game, and I love reading about it and watching clips and doing all the rest. So, but I have stayed away from everything. The first bit of hockey I'm going to be watching today is this game tonight with you guys here live. So thanks so much for joining us. I decided that we're going to add a little bit of a prize to the mix for this evening, $100 on the giveaway, and I will detail that in a couple of seconds. But I thought it would be fun. Oh, are we doing a moment of silence here? Austin's in the house. Let's go, Leafs. Moment of silence. Shh.
Thank you.
Coach Dan's in the house. Nothing goes better than pizza and a good Bruins ass kicking. Well, maybe a Rangers loss. My man. Renee Raincourt out here. Now, let me know, guys, if you can hear the game, if it's a good mix. Chris, welcome to the Facebook feed. We're on Facebook and YouTube Live tonight. Let me know if it's a good mix for you guys. I can feed what I'm watching here into the board directly, into my board directly. I chose not to because I understand if the sound is too good, that you can get booted for that. So I know it has to be sort of ambient, if you will. So that's what I'm trying to keep. But I can control the level. I can hear it a little bit. If you need me to make it louder, just let me know. Make it louder. I mean, I got it low right now, but I could juice it up. Like, I don't want to make it too loud, because then we'll get booted from our stream here. All right, Chris is making some predictions here. 4-2 or 5-3 Toronto. I'll go with 4-2. I like it. I like it. Anyone got a link for the game? Emil. Sorry, man. Do not. Danny's in the house. Let's go Bruins. Let me tell you how you can win $100. I got $100. This is a random thing. I didn't think we were going to do this until 3 minutes ago, but I thought this will be a good thing to do. And forgive me if I repeat it, because as people come in, I'm going to be talking about it again and again. But I had $100 lying on my desk here in the studio, and I thought, let's give this away as part of the live stream tonight. So this is what we're going to do. Since I've been dumping on Turtleneck for the last couple of games, if Thomas Plekanec scores a hat trick, or if he gets 5 points tonight, I'm going to dish this out, $100 out to somebody. Here's how, though. You have to like the stream, whichever you're on, Facebook or YouTube, and you have had to have shared it on Twitter or Facebook. That's it. So you have to share it on your social, and you have to like the stream. On the cup. Can you guys see this? Oh, there we go. You can kind of see the top of it, I think, right? All right, so like our feed and share it on social, anywhere, Twitter or Instagram, and I have to be able to see both, and then I'll pick a winner at the end of the night. We'll give away the $100 if Plekanec scores a hat trick or 5 points. Not a bad deal. 3 fist pumps, 4 fist pumps, 4 big fist pumps from Renee Raincourt. Could be his last game. $100 is 1,500 Canadian. Oh, Chris says it's 10,000 Canadian. There you go. Oh, was it 7? There's Doc Emmerich got 7 fist pumps. Coach Dan, feed Plekanec some crack. He's been having something, man. He's been having something. All right, Freddie Anderson in the net. 909 save percentage. Goals against 3.3. That's a little high. Tuukka's got a 909 save percentage and a 2.74% goals against average. Juan Cena has one of the more interesting, more colorful jokes I've ever seen on a live stream. That's an interesting one that I'm not going to repeat. All right. Again, let me know if the volume's too high, too low. This sounds pretty good to me. Matthews got a shot already off the game. That would be a smart strategy all night long. Get Plekanec off, get Austin Matthews on. You got to think that Matthews is going to get double shifted tonight, don't you think? I mean, I wouldn't let him off the ice. We got a penalty already to Boston. Tripping. Juan's been around the channel for. Have you been? I haven't really noticed you. I'm sorry. Welcome in, Juan. We're giving away $100 tonight. C note. All you got to do is like our stream here and hit the share button. And if Plekanec scores 3 goals or 5 points, I'm gonna give the $100 out to some peeps. Some peeps. Corrali 2 for tripping. $1.45 left on the power play. Toronto's having a little trouble getting in. They're in the neutral zone, back in their own zone. Kadri trying to get it in. They call onside. That looked a little offside to me. Ooh, shot on Tuukka. Here we go. 2-on-1 going the other way. It's Bergeron and Marchand. He shoots, and Anderson saves it. Juan, prank called 5 months ago. That might be why I don't remember you, man. Got a lot of people between this show and the radio show. It's very hard for me to hold on to everything if you call once every 5 months. Want to welcome everybody in. I think we got a couple more people watching than per usual, so that's awesome. If you're just joining us, nothing. Minute 15 left on the power play. Freddie Anderson just made another save. 18:40 left in the game. I decided, since I've been dumping on Plekanec all series long, and he's actually playing well now, that this $100 that was lying around my desk, I will give it away to somebody in the Hockey Talk Show room tonight. If Plekanec scores a hat trick or he gets 5 points, if you like the post here and you share it on Facebook or Twitter, I'll go through and I'll pick a winner if he gets the hat trick. By the way, I got a fair amount of joshing from Hockey Talk Show fans about my treatment of Plekanec and how well he did in the last game, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I totally deserved it. All right, let's see here. Matthews into the zone. Janssen in there. Up top to Gardner. Nylander over to Matthews. Tuukka saves. Not good. Not good. Let's see if Marlowe tipped it. Let's see, Nylander. Oh, I think so. Boy, Marlowe's heating up, isn't he? Yep, Marlowe tipped it. Nice. Nice. Not good. Not good for Boston. Daniel's retweeting us. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. My man is in for the $100. Was Plekanec on the ice for that? We'll have to see if he got an assist. We'd be 1/4 of the way there to $100. Subscribe. Oh, by the way, you got to be subscribed to the page too. I didn't say that yet, but obviously you got to be subscribed to the page on Facebook or YouTube. Should we keep it to just YouTube tonight? I don't know. We need to get our YouTube numbers up. Our Facebook, it typically goes, I don't have stats in front of me, but I know I've talked about this before in the past. And it's not 100%, and it's not necessarily the case, but usually whoever scores first in a Game 7 winds up winning that game. Showing a replay where Chara failed to clear it all the way down the ice because he was trying to clear on his backhand. That's on Chara. Man, Chara looks tired. Doesn't Chara look tired? He looks a little tired to me. 1,000-page likes on Facebook, by the way. We just crossed that threshold. Thank you to everybody for continuing to be as awesome as you possibly can be. I think we got a penalty here. We're talking about it. 17 minutes left in the game. Refs are huddling. Crowd's getting on them.
Let's remember what happened in Game 3 in Toronto. The fictitious call against the Bruins, and Toronto capitalized.
They're getting the call.
It will be Riley to the box on a delay.
Riley to the box.
It's one of those things, if the referees get it, there it is, up. I don't see any kind of deflection. I don't see any kind of touch on the glass. Looks like they got.
By the way, that's the hardest call to make, especially in Boston, because everybody's wearing black jerseys in the stands.
Among the gunners out there for the Bruins. Nice sachet by Marchand. Big one in front, and it's guided wide. As then skidding toward the corner. And taking it now is Pasternak. Fed one. That one is blocked away by Hainsey. And kept alive and thrown along by Krug. Then around behind for Nash. Played to the outside and working it as Marchand.
Minute 15 left on the power play for Boston. They're just moving the puck around. Oh, no! Oh, that got through Freddie Anderson. They're saying no goal. Holy crap. Holy crap. Ed's on the page. Hey, man, listening from England because I can't watch it on TV here. Sorry, Ed. We'll do the best to describe the game for you. By the way, we're giving away $100 tonight. If Plekanec scores a hat trick or gets 5 points, I'm going to give $100 to whoever shared this feed, is subscribed on Facebook or YouTube, and like the video for tonight. So you got to have been subscribed on Facebook or YouTube, like the video. Look at this action in front of Anderson. And you need to have shared it on social media. By the way, like now, like you can't do it after he scores. After he scores, I'm not going to count it. You got to do it now. You got to be in it with us from the beginning. And they score. Boston comes back. Oh, baby, was that DeBrusque? Oh man, that was in Freddie Anderson's head. That first one that got by him, he looked a little shaky after that. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Holy cow, this is going to be a good one.
This is a chair of relief here. And watch here as
let's see. Again, you got to get it out of the zone. Boston doesn't clear well, comes back to haunt them. Toronto doesn't clear, comes back to haunt them. Pasternak from the slot throws it at the net, and it just deflects by DeBrusque. Damn, that is sweet. Uncle Buck, you are 100% right. That was DeBrusque, my man. That went through 4 Maple Leafs to get to the net. Not one Leaf could get a stick on that. Jesus. Dominic's in the house. Let's go Bees. How about Vegas sweeping? How about the Vegas sweep? They are going to the Cup. I think they're at least going to the Western Conference Final. I miss our Islanders so much in this, Brian, I know. It sucks when your team's not in it, but you know what? When you get some good hockey, it makes it a little bit easier to deal with. Linda, welcome in. Joe, he's getting old. I'm assuming you're referring to Chara. He looks, was he 41, I think? I think he's 41 already. It's hard not to give away anything. We got a 1-1 score here. By the way, we're sticking with you guys for the entire friggin' night. And I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm hoping this thing doesn't go into overtime. They're showing the replay of the first shot. Oh, my goodness. Plekanec and Anderson kept that puck out. Do you guys see that? For those of you guys who are new to this show, I've been dumping on Plekanec all along, but honestly, the last 2 games, he's been good. He's been good. I think I give a little bit more credit to Mitch Marner for picking up that line. Marner and Marlowe have been really good together, the M&M boys, as I like to call them. And I think Plekanec has been okay, but I honestly think that Plekanec has been lights out as far as defensive work goes. He's been really good defensively, and he's winning a lot of face-offs, which Babcock likes to play the possession game, and now I understand why he opted for Plekanec and why he was giving him a lot of responsibility, but it seems like since he moved Plekanec up to that second line, he's been a lot better. Even with Kadri back in the lineup, he kept Plekanec in that spot, which is ballsy. But it's working, so, you know, who are we to say right now? I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Plekanec. By the way, little fact for you guys on this one here. If the Leafs win, which I think they will, the Hockey Talk Show will have gone a perfect 8 for 8 in our first round brackets. How's everybody's bracket doing out there, by the way? How'd you guys do on your picks? We're 7 for 8 here on the show right now. We could be a perfect 8 for 8 if Toronto pulls this one out. I felt good about them scoring first, but not about giving up the tying goal so easily. Surges in every game. Actually fortuitous that Anderson lost his Linda, I've been a New York Islanders fan since the 70s. I'm not a young kid. I missed them in the series, but I've been rooting for Toronto since the first game. Don't want anyone to win in my division. I get it. I like Toronto too. I tend to default to Toronto. I've been up there. I've been up to Toronto a bunch of times. I've seen a bunch of games in the ACC. It's a phenomenal experience. 1-1, 14:04 left in the game. It's a great experience. If you're a hockey fan, you have got to see a game in Toronto at least once in your life. You really, really do. By the way, I'm not doing calls tonight. Sorry. Oh, Toronto just scored again. It's Marlowe again. At 6-12, 2-1 in favor of Toronto. 6-12, 2-1 in favor of Toronto, and we already have a Mike Emmerich voice crack. That's early. That's early for a voice crack.
Here's Krug, another one of those non-clears. Good little feed here. The Leafs stay with it. Great pass by Marner. And I don't think that Rask could quite pick
Marner to Marlowe. I'm noticing this, and Austin Matthews was on the ice, so it looks like they're double shifting him.
Marner to freeze everybody, including Tuukka Rask, but it's a play by Torrey Krug. You can't hammer that puck off the boards. You hang Krejci out to dry, and that little toe drag by
Tuukka don't look good to me. I don't know. Liz was thinking the same thing on the voice crack. There you go. Daniel's predicting 8-7 Leafs. Delco, welcome in, man. Let's go. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Hockey Talk Show. If you're subscribed, if you hit the share button and you like the video, and Thomas Plekanec gets 5 points or a hat trick, I'm going to give away $100 tonight. Just because it was laying on my desk before we started the game here. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Hockey Talk Show. We don't usually do live reaction shows. We actually usually just do a call-in, comment-in, live show talking about the day's hockey news. So if you found us through the live stream, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel on Facebook and YouTube. Because we're here 5 days a week doing live shows. Juan's predicting 5-3 Leafs. Hates Boston. So do most Yankee fans. Boy, if you would have told me we'd had 3 goals 8 minutes into the game, I would not have believed you. I thought this was going to be a little bit more tighter defensively. Here's Plekanec. Toe drag looking as bad as I do on a Friday night beer league game.
McAvoy flopped it further. Kicked away there by Zach Hyman. McAvoy persists, though, but Hyman does too. McAvoy yet again to a side. Coming by is Matthews. Taking it away is Marchand. Lays it on a cross, and the carry is by Noel Achari. Achari rolled it in, went right back in to get it. Achari closed off Pollock. Meanwhile, it's Matthews fielding it across. Taken back up now, and a long pass goes all the way down and becomes an icing. Progressive Insurance takes you inside the glass. Here's Pierre.
Thanks so much, Doc. Mitch Marner's had a phenomenal playoff series for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's an example. You see the puck's going to come to him. Watch right here. He's just going to pull it. Rask is focused on the puck, and then he's a little late coming over, and he overreacts to the pass to Marleau.
He does.
And because of that, Marner gets an assist, Marleau gets a goal, and that M&M tandem is just shredding the Boston Bruins.
He did the M&M. I swear to God, I just thought of that. And I thought I made it up. Is that a thing, the M&M tandem? Because I'm going to say Pierre Maguire telepathically stole that from me. I mean, I'm all the way here on Long Island. He's in Toronto. He definitely overheard me. Maybe Pierre's live streaming the thing with us here. I don't know. I was just about to give Pierre credit. Does anybody else think that Pierre Maguire is one of the best in the games as being in between the glass? I love him the most. I think he's so great. He's got good analysis. He's got good breakdowns. Does he get a little oddly uncomfortably close to the people he's interviewing? Yeah, but a lot of times it's loud. Is he still uncomfortably close to the subjects he's interviewing even when it's not loud, like when he's in the locker room? Yeah. And I don't like that either, but I still think he's the best. I think he's great in between the glass. I think he's one of the few that has really thrived in there. Coach Dan, where do you play at? I haven't played in quite some time, but I used to play a ton in New Hyde Park. Boston scores. That is a bad goal to give up. Oh, no. That is a bad goal to give up. Turnaround shot from the slot. Is that Krejci? Freddie Anderson don't look good. He don't look good.
Huge goal, and after Rask gives one up, Anderson does too. These guys have been very, very good and sometimes a little questionable. Rask goes...
We're in the questionable.
Loose puck out front.
Can't give up those goals, man. Can't give up those goals. Oh, man. Turn around on the slot. That wasn't Krejci. That wasn't.
Simple meat potatoes hockey. Shoot in by McQuaid. Watch Rick Nash. Heavy pursuit. Forces a turnover. Krejci.
Yeah, Rick Nash was good on the forecheck. Got it to the front. Came out to the slot. Turnaround shot. Just went off of Anderson's pad. 4 goals. 4 goals already. What are we, 10 minutes in? 9.5 in. We could have an exciting one on our hands tonight. An exciting one. Iceland. I used to play Iceland in New Hyde Park. Coach Dan, to answer your question, I used to play all over. In Jersey, Secaucus. There's a game all the way out here by me in Southampton, but I haven't really got there yet. Uncle Buck, LOL, I never thought of it before. McGuire is kind of a close talker. Yeah, McGuire's got a distance issue. Let's leave it there. Turning into a shooting gallery. It really is. It really is. I'm shocked. What's going on in Secaucus? Secaucus has an outdoor rink that we used to play at.
Sometimes settled in a lopsided fashion, but most times they are close, and sometimes they need extra time. Here's Mitch Marner swinging that, but Bergeron took over.
It's really weird to say because it's only been 45 seconds since Boston scores, but it feels like the game has calmed down drastically in the last minute. Is it just me? Melissa, hashtag Boston sucks. Well, they don't suck, but I don't like them. Can't believe Marlowe's up 2 goals already. All right, into the commercial break. If you're a fan of the Hockey Talk Show, you know I've been dumping all over Thomas Plekanec. I had $100 on my desk, and I thought, let's give this away tonight. So if you're subscribed to the Hockey Talk Show and you share this on social media and you've liked the video, subscribed, share, like. If Plekanec puts 5 points up or gets a hat trick, I'll send $100 out to somebody who's watching and done all that stuff tonight. Not a bad deal, right? Pretty easy to do. And by the way, his line mate's got 2 goals already. We're 2-2, 10 minutes into the game. This could be a shootout. There might be a good chance somebody walks away with 5 points from this game.
Most people don't know that pharmacy prices vary wildly and that insurance isn't always your best bet. GoodRx is an easy way for Americans to save up to 80% on their prescriptions. You type in the name of your prescription, you find a coupon, and
Am I yelling?
GoodRx works at virtually every pharmacy in America. This year will save Americans over $1 billion.
My wife is yelling at me because I'm yelling and the kids just went to sleep.
Required with GoodRx. It's totally free, and we don't need.
Do you want to come say hi to everybody?
Go to
Okay.
GoodRx.com to see if you can save on your prescriptions.
So make sure you guys are subscribed on Facebook and or YouTube. But Plekanec scoring is a miracle, though. Well, I don't exactly want to give away $100, to be honest with you. I'm not really excited about dishing out $100. I'm watching a laser commercial right now. GetLaserX.com. Anybody else seeing this? I don't know what the hell that is. That looked like a local spot for Long Island.
You can see Kevin Miller right there in the middle of your screen. He loses his helmet. Used to be that everybody looked that way, right?
Yes.
I kind of like it.
There used to be a Miller in Boston. He used to lose his hat a lot, knock another lot of hats off, too. Jay Miller.
Austin's predicting that Austin Matthews will have a goal and 2 assists. Eddie says, "Aunt, behave or she will get you with the cast iron frying pan." You better believe it. That would be a good night. My wife hits a lot harder than that. Believe you me. I don't want to be on her bad side. Icing with 9:16 left.
Or skating style or just
A lot of times it's the sleeve number, and in some cities and in some locations it's more difficult than the other. But as Patrick Waugh once said, we're paid to get those, so no sympathy for us. Offensive zone face-off. Has a good-looking beard to go along with that hair of his. I'm jealous, of course. Here's Plekanec on the tie-up, and Marner with it, drifting. Marner, big one right into the rim.
You can tell how tense the crowd is getting when Marner's got the puck on his stick, right? They get nervous. That looked offsides to me. Hell of a move by Pasternak just now. To the point of shot. Oh, we got an injury. Uh-oh. Is that Riley?
And he's lucky that Chara didn't get all of this. This was a flutter ball shot. This is a legit Zdeno Chara shot.
What players scored so far? Marlowe's got 2. DeBrusk has 1. I forget who the other goal is for Boston.
A tremendous amount of velocity. And Morgan Riley just can't get out of the way.
Oh, Morgan Riley just caught that puck to the face.
It gets him below the shield and just
Marshawn ducks. He kind of knuckled it. It looks like a knuckle puck, actually. Oh. Oh. You want to see? Oh. He's lucky Chara didn't get all of that because it hit him right. Marshawn ducks and it hits him right in the face. Kind of like when Jim ducked and the football hit Meredith.
I would venture to say that was a wise move.
Or was it the other one?
To get his head out of the way.
Forget.
But especially when you can be record-setting with your slap
with
shot.
soccer.
That
Oh,
one
that's right.
looked like it was fluttering because it did get tipped.
If we didn't hit
the
Meredith,
replay properly, but at any rate, we'll be concerned about the strong play of the Leafs defenseman being altered from this, at least temporarily. And we'll keep an eye on the bench area to see
talking office quotes with my wife.
Any return.
David Pastrnak.
I think he's going to be okay. Pasternak's getting his pinky taped right now. I think he's going to be, honestly, if he would have caught that dead on, Riley would have lost a bunch of teeth, man. But because it was it was flopping over end on end like that, it was okay. Or when the football hit Marsha Brady, yeah. My wife laughed at that, Eddie. Oof. We got a penalty. Oh, we got a little tussle. Chara and Hyman in front of the net. God, Chara's just got a foot on everybody in this game. The high stick on Boston.
Will it be a single minor or more? We will listen now and find
Doesn't look like he's bleeding.
Boston penalty number 61. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Word up.
Nash is the guy who committed the high stick, and Chara decided to stay around and interact with Hyman.
Well, Nash is playing defense, not his natural position, and he just sort of puts his hand up on Hyman and gets the high stick. I've seen a little bit more juice out of Charlie McAvoy in this game than in previous games. He's not been his usual spunky self until tonight.
When he had a chance to visit with us, he was saying the reference point for him was going to be the World
I love that Melissa's here right now, rooting on the Leafs. Love that. What's up? Liz was on before. I think she's still here. I don't know. She gets enough of me in real life. Tell her what? I'm going to arrange a play date with you over the show.
He's had to come up with some large saves, Doc and Mike. I mean, he's had to come up with some big ones. I know Mike didn't like the Marlowe goal, but he's had to come up with some saves.
Somebody from Boston got punished by the refs. What a miracle. Let's go Leafs. Oh, Austin's using Leaf emojis now. We're getting fancy in the Hockey Talk Show chat right now. I love it. Coach Dan's with Melissa. We got a lot of Leaf fans in here right now. That's good. All right, let's see here. Minute left in this power play. Gardner's up at the point. Ooh, puck's out.
Miller remaining back out. McQuaid there will take the right defensive position. Able to step right by as Marner and gain the zone with that pass over to Kadri. Flopped it back along now, and Bozak dropped it behind.
Austin, I love this announcer. I mean, Doc Emmerich? I had the pleasure of meeting Doc several times. Actually, once before I worked for the Islanders in Jersey. I met him once, and he was super nice. And then every time he came to the Coliseum, because back when I worked for the Islanders, he was still the play-by-play guy for the Devils. He's not anymore. He doesn't need the Devils' wimpy paycheck. He's getting that big national check right about now. He was a gentleman and a sweetheart and friendly and nice, and was one of those guys that spent a lot of time. When I was like an intern for the Islanders, here comes Matthews. Oh. Tried to get it over in the slot, but he couldn't. Boston's fighting. They're feisty. Look at Matthews. Steals the puck back at the blue line. Anyway, when I was a lowly intern, Doc used to spend time and talking with the interns, and he was super friendly about it. I thought that was... I always remember that. I always remember those who take time for the nobodies, and we were big fat nobodies at the time. Penalties over. Here comes Nash out of the box. Oh, move to the slot. Krejci with a good shot. A good save by Anderson, who can't get a glove on top of it after he bobbles it, but then he finally does. Zaitsev and DeBrusque mixing it up a little bit, and we're going to go to commercial here. 5:29 left. Tied up on the deuces. Let's see here. Hopefully at least move on to the next round and then go to the finals. Yeah, I don't know if they'll go to the finals. That would be nice. I doubt they'll go to the finals. They're certainly good. Again, I picked them up at the beginning of the playoff bracket. That's why I'm kind of rooting for them, because if they win, we'll be 8-8 in our first round. And because I'm an Islander fan and have so little to live for, this is basically all I have. So I picked Toronto to move on from this, but I didn't pick them to beat Tampa. I don't think Toronto could beat Tampa. Tampa's defense is just too damn good. I'm really looking forward to this Caps-Pittsburgh series, though, in the next round. I think that one's going to be really good. I really, really do. I really think that all the matchups are going to be good in the next round. Nashville and Winnipeg are super tight together. A lot of good offense on Winnipeg. Amazing defense on Nashville. So it'll be strength versus strength. Pittsburgh and the Caps. I have Pittsburgh moving on, but I don't know. I feel like the Caps are hungry this year. Nobody's really giving them credit. I feel like they're angry. How many times could they lose to Pittsburgh? You got to think at some point they got to grab a win here. And Vegas, San Jose, I'm not ready yet to call how many games, but I do think that Vegas is going to move on. But I think that series can be really good.
Dan's been a good player for us all year. And, you know, the kids that have been Sato tend to have responded well this year in big situations. And I think Dan will do the same, and so far so good.
I don't understand why the Leafs don't set up one-timers on the power play. Gardner's been wide open up at the top, by the way. Have you seen that? I'm sorry, I can't read your name all that well. Gardner has been wide open with a ton of space. Boston's really playing that collapse defense, that tight, small box. I don't know why they're not getting more shots from the point. They really should. Well, the one Marlowe goal that he tipped was kind of from the slot, from the point. So they kind of are a little bit, to be honest with you. But they definitely should be a little bit more. That was a good one right there. I'll tell you what, though, you watch Boston, they love to set guys up just outside of the slot, and then they just dive into the front of the net. They really, really jam up the front of the net. And when they were winning games in this series, that's exactly what they were doing. But Toronto's been able to control it a little bit better lately, at least. Eddie says Ovi is ready. Our D can be shaky at times, though. Austin talking about Tampa Bay. Finals for me, Golden Knights versus Penguins, and Golden Knights win. I think anybody who's ever purchased a 29 jersey and they want to see Fleury with his new team be triumphant. That's the other thing with the Caps Pittsburgh series. I worry a little bit about Matt Murray. He has not been good. He has not been good. Been good for stretches, but he has not been the Matt Murray we've seen in playoff past. And you got to kind of wonder, is this him without Marc-Andre Fleury getting most of the time? Can he handle the pressure on his own? Or is he just slumping and have a little bit of a difficult time this year? We don't know. Not enough body of work there to honestly judge. I find it hard to believe that bad Leaf and Bruins fans can't stand their goalies. Both Rask and Anderson are great goalies. I agree with that wholeheartedly. They are two really, really good goalies. Something's going on with my Facebook feed that I'm not getting all the comments as they're happening. They're all like mixed up. Joe makes a good point. Whoever wins tonight, Tampa is rested up and ready. Yeah, they are. Jeremlik, what a great series. Welcome aboard, man. Don't forget, guys, on Facebook, if you guys are subscribed to us on YouTube, if you like the video and you share it on social media, if Plekanec puts 3 in the net or gets 5 points, I'm going to give away $100 tonight. I feel like the game has definitely settled down now. I think I got the Facebook feed working. Evander, welcome in, man. Your Caps made it, dude. Evander, I picked your Caps and they made it. You got to feel good about that, dude. Yeah, this game has definitely settled in a little bit. Matthews couldn't make it happen. Boston coming back out the other way. Playing the dump and chase game. Boston needs to carry the puck. How about a shout out to Matt Martin, poor guy. $3 million this year, sitting on the couch watching his team. Total suckage. I agree. If you watch the Hockey Talk Show, I said that Plekanec should have been pulled. This was 3 games ago? I said you can't get pushed around by the Boston defense, especially in front of the net. You got to get rid of Plekanec and put Matt Martin in. I thought Martin and Moore should have been in this lineup for this team. Babcock felt otherwise. I got to be honest. He was right. I wasn't. DeBrusk, right across the front of the net, finds no one. I don't know if there's any websites to watch this on, but I do know we're giving away $100 if you're subscribed to the channel on YouTube. You hit the like button, and Plekanec either scores 3 or gets 5 points, which 4 goals in the first period means there's a good shot this one's a shootout. Contra, the nice little play in front of the net. Couldn't connect with anybody, though.
A shot that just pops up over the glove hand of Anderson. Dug out there and returned to him by Bergeron. Backus gives it back to Miller. Fires one wide.
Brad Marchand off the backboards. No bueno. No good for the Leafs. Sloppy. Too much zone time for Boston. Oh, that was Bergeron? Or Marchand. I don't know.
The Bruins have been pressing the play for most of the time since the game was tied up here. Miller.
Let me see. Bergeron.
Berge pulls it from the goal line, behind the goal line.
Bergeron's so good. Such good hands.
Just dumps it in the vacated net by Anderson. That is a huge goal.
Oh, and that was Plekanec's man. Matt Martin would have let that happen. Am I right? Akuma, I don't even know how to say her name. God, that's demoralizing. Goal off the back of the boards. Hey, Anthony, put the iTech Imperial Stormtrooper helmet on for the first intermission. Should I throw it on?
The Bruins are ahead in the game. Back in comes Marner. That one flexed away by Rask. Taken along by Marlowe. Dumped on out to center, and it's chased down now by Pasternak. Pasternak hit by Ron Hainsey, and so they
I haven't seen Morgan Riley come back. That no doubt has something to do with it. Oh, Marchand just made one hell of a move on. Is that Polak? Marchand had a hell of a move just there. Deked 3 times right in front of Polak.
Keith Jones coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report. A nervous first period for both teams, and is Rask up to the task. The shots were 12 to 10 Boston. Marlowe with 2, DeBrusque, Heinen, and Bergeron with the goals for the Bruins. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, as we head into the intermission here, let's go through a couple of these questions. Joe, as a Flyers fan, they had an okay season, did better than expected, but we still had a young defense. And I don't know if Gudas will get moved. Is he in the last year of his deal? Let's go on over to capfriendly.com now that we have some time to speak. And we have some time to talk in between periods here. Again, I hope you guys are subscribing on YouTube. Hit the like button. Share the video. If Plekanec scores 3 goals or gets 5 points, I'll give away $100 tonight. Either way, you should still subscribe to the Hockey Talk Show because we have a good amount of fun talking hockey 5 days a week in a live setting. We talk about the day's news all the time. If you found us, stay with us, subscribe and hit that bell on YouTube, like our page, and follow us on Facebook. Radko Gudas made 3.3 this year. He'll do it again next year and the year after. I like Gudas. You want a good amount of toughness. I just think he's not fast enough. I'd be very afraid of big, tough defensemen that aren't. You got to be fast in today's game. Just look at Vegas. Look at San Jose. Fast teams are winning. Why can't the Toronto defense just be stable? Is that too much to ask? Sometimes. Don't forget, Morgan Riley's hurt. He's out right now. Took that slap shot to the face from Zdeno Chara. We'll see how he winds up doing. That's going to be important. If the Leafs got to go with 5 defensemen and one of them is not Morgan Riley, that is certainly going to make life difficult for tonight. That is really going to make life difficult for tonight. Are you going to do a live stream of any of the second round games? Yeah, that's been pretty fun so far. I definitely want to do this again. I think it's got to be on a night where we only have 1 or 2 games, though. That's the thing. You know, it's easy for other channels. Like I said, Lou, my man over at Vegas Golden Knight coverage is really good. Google Vegas Golden Knights coverage if you want to see his channel. He does this a lot. It's easy to do it when you're following one team. You could just stream that one team. His audience is the one team. Hockey Talk Show, we talk about every team. So it's kind of hard because if we do this for one, you know, if we do Pittsburgh, Washington, all the fans of Nashville and San Jose and Vegas, they're not going to watch with us. They're going to be watching their games. So that's why it's hard for us to do. But the reason why we jumped on it tonight is this is the only game to watch. So it was a little bit easier for us to do it tonight. But yeah, if we get an opportunity, Austin, absolutely we will. I almost did it on Saturday with the 3:00 game, the Devils in Tampa, but I opted to hang with the family instead, which in hindsight was a better move for me. Let me see here. Linda, it's time Washington wins a cup. They've been in the league for years now. I agree. I think the Caps are due, but you know, it's so hard because there's so many. The folks of Winnipeg have been waiting so long, right? They just got their team back and they finally got something decent going over there. San Jose, for how long have we been talking about San Jose winning a cup? It's been at least 8 years, at least 8 to 10 years. San Jose has been a favorite to win the Stanley Cup, and they have come up with a big fat goose egg every time. They made it to the finals, which is great. But they've been coming up zeros all the time, so they need some help. I can understand people pulling for Pittsburgh. Some people want to see a three-peat. Part of me kind of wants to see it too. I'm not going to lie to you. But we'll see. Roblox Jacks. Toronto's in deep trouble. You got a Boston Bruins logo? I'm guessing you're rooting for the Bruins. Welcome aboard, my man. Make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Talk Show. We're on Facebook and YouTube. We do 5 live shows a week. You can call into the show. You can comment along. We cover the day's NHL news. The great part about us versus ESPN, TSN, and Sportsnet, we could turn the channel on at any time and start talking hockey about whatever is breaking at the time. Roblox just subbed. Clearly, he is a smart person. Let me see here. Joe, over on Facebook. I just did on YouTube. This is an awesome show. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Joe liked the big rat line. He is a big rat. If you're on the show, and Roblox, I want you to know this. I like Boston. I like Patrice Bergeron a whole ton. This is my love for Patrice Bergeron. My wife, my kids, the dog, Patrice Bergeron, my parents, aunts, and uncles. So that's how much I love Patrice Bergeron. But I really strongly dislike Brad Marchand, like every other human being on this planet that doesn't have Marchand as a last name. I just don't like him. I really just don't like Brad. I respect the game. Respect his game big time. I just hate his face. If the Leafs lose this, the story will be Matthews' inability to step up in the series. Doug, I totally agree with you. That will be the story, and that will be absurdity. It'll be typical Toronto media propaganda. Woe is us. We're never good. We're never going to win. But everybody forgets the kid's a second-year player. He's a second-year player. Marchand is rude. He talks trash, but I still root for the Bruins. I get it, man. I've had jerks on my teams. I totally get it. Nobody's gonna judge you, man. If Brad scores, I'm not that excited. See, that's the thing. Nobody really like. I remember when Chris Simon was on the Islanders. I was not really thrilled to have him, and that turned out to be a wash. Brian on Facebook, let's go Boston. Make sure you guys are subscribing. If you're following on us for the first time tonight, make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and you hit the bell to get notifications for when we go live. And same thing on Facebook. Make sure you guys hit the like button, but hit the follow as well to get our notifications so you know when we go live. Because that's the thing. Sometimes we go live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes it's 6:30. And I know that when the draft comes around and free agency and trades in the offseason, we can go on at any time. Anytime, we just turn the channel right on. So if you're not getting the notifications, you're going to miss out on the shows. So make sure you guys are doing that. Deirdre, so far my prediction stands 3-2. Don't think it will hold up. Go Bruins. I have a funny feeling that this game will not end 3-2, but it could. Could be one of those periods where you have a wild shootout in the first 20. And then they go goose eggs in the last 40. Absolutely. Brian, do you think the Caps can beat the Pens this year? Yeah, we were just saying, I think it's not impossible. I think they have a great year. I think they have one of the best chances to beat them this year because I feel like the Caps are just determined. I feel like they're sick of it and they've had enough. And I also feel like the play of Matt Murray has been subpar, very non-Matt Murray-like. And I think that is super important for any team. You got to have the goalie play. Tuukka Rask was clearly the better goalie in that first period tonight. So he came out and he won the first period. So that's the key. So I do think the Caps can beat the Pens. In my brackets, though, I did pick the Pens to go past the Caps just because I want to be right. I just want to be right. Who wins the Nashville-Winnipeg series? I picked Nashville. They're so even. Like I said, it's going to be Winnipeg's offense versus Nashville's defense. Both goaltending is great. Nashville has the most scoring they've ever had going into a postseason, so I feel pretty good about that. And I feel pretty good about the fact that Nashville was there last year and knows what it's like. Mike Fisher is fresh as hell, even though he's only playing fourth line minutes. I like 76. I like 92. I like 9. I just like Nashville a smidge better. I think Peter Laviolette's the better coach. Sorry. But he is. I think that they'll make all the right adjustments. Hey, we just got the schedule for the second round Game 1 tomorrow. Pittsburgh and Washington at 7. San Jose and Vegas is the second game at 10 o'clock. I think that San Jose-Vegas series is going to be good, but I think I'm going to go with Vegas in 6. Don't take that as an official prediction. I'll alter that tomorrow when I have more time to study the series a little bit here. But having a little bit of time to kind of briefly look at it, I'm definitely picking Vegas. I think I like Vegas in 6. I think I really, really like Vegas in 6. What's your thought on the Leafs? Leafs are a good team, man. I'm sorry to say this, but I picked the Leafs to win before the playoffs started. Like I said, we're 7 for 8 on our picks in the first round so far. If the Leafs win, we'll be 8 for 8. So not a bad average for your old pal Ant here. But I picked Toronto because of Austin Matthews. I just think Austin Matthews is the best player on the ice. He certainly hasn't been there this series so far. I have been wrong about that. But I like Freddie Anderson. I just like Toronto. I don't know. Marner and Marlowe have been working together. I don't know. If Boston wins, I am in no way going to be shocked. And I said that when I made the pick at the time. I said that if I'm going to be wrong about one, this is the one I'm going to be wrong about. You can go back and you can watch the show. It's there. Our playoff prediction show is there. You could see me say it. But I still made the pick for Toronto because I don't know. I felt good about it. Freddie Anderson's got to be a little bit better. Who is your favorite hockey announcer? That is a great question. That's a really great question. Boy, can I narrow this down? I worked with Howie Rose with the Islanders. Super nice guy. Not the best announcer in the world. Yeah, Chris, the play-by-play guy for the Islanders radio now. He was a good dude. I worked with some good guys. I've always had an affinity for Jim Houston, though. It definitely has to do with the hockey game. Remember years ago when Jim Houston used to call the hockey games? I forget if that was EA Sports or if he did the other one that was big at the time that's no longer around. Jim Houston just has a great voice, and he has such a calm call, and he ramps up at the right time. I really, really enjoy Jim Houston's call. I think he is definitely one of the better ones. Doc Emmerich certainly is great. Doc's vocabulary is good. And again, a super, super nice guy. The guy in Toronto, I forget his name. He's pretty good. I just saw his call from the game the other night. He's pretty all right. If I had to pick one, I think I'm going to pick Jim Houston. Jim Houston's the best. I like Jim Houston. Joe, I miss Gene Hart as an announcer. He used to call the Flyers games. His daughter sings at the Flyers games. Gene was a good one. Guy in Tampa makes my eye roll. I forget. I don't think I got along with the guys in Tampa. I think I actually had a problem with the guys in Tampa once. One night, I think it was Tampa. One night, and this was early on. This is actually when I was an intern, so I was still a little bright-eyed and bushy-tailed before the Islanders hired me in the media department. They had they used to have a spotter. I don't know if they still do, but I think they do. They used to have a spotter, and it was basically somebody that would just sit with the TV guys and just pass some notes on anything they may have missed, penalty calls, any kind of stuff like that. So for whatever reason, and usually it came from somebody, it came from the home team's TV crew. The home team's TV crew would pick somebody every night to go. For whatever reason, the MSG crew was short, so I got picked. They were like, we need somebody to go sit with the away TV crew and help them out, be a spotter. Do you want to do it? So I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do it. I got paid for the night, actually. It was kind of nice because you didn't get paid as an intern for the Islanders. So I did it, and I remember there was a call or something, and I wrote it down really quick, and I gave it. I think it was the Tampa guys. I gave it to the Tampa guys, and the guy eye rolled me. Like, this kid is such eye rolled me. But I was right. I was right about the call. It was one of those things where the referees blew the whistle when the wrong team touched the puck. And so he gave me the eye roll. Like, he looked at me, looked at his partner, and gave an eye roll. And I felt so small. But I was right. I got the call right. He still didn't listen to anything else I said for the rest of the night, though. He really paid very little attention to me. I get it. I was a young intern. All bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That was the last night I was actually officially bushy-tailed, though. That was it. The bushy tail went away after that. Brian, I miss Bob Cole. Jiggs McDonald. Yeah, Jiggs was good. Jiggs had a good call. I enjoyed seeing Jiggs come back, although he was like definitely showing his age in the last couple of years. Jack Adams finalist, Gerard Gallant. How much is Gerard Gallant going to win that one? Jesus. It's a runaway. I think it was EA NHL for Jim Houston in the late 90s, but not sure if he did any other NHL games. Yeah, ever since NBC took over the EA thing, it's always been Doc Emmerich and Eddie O. Eddie O, who screamed at me once when I worked for the Islanders, screamed at me in front of a lot of people. I told that story on the air one day. What do you think about Nylander's potential? Will he be another Pasternak or just a top 6 guy? I think Pasternak's a good comparison. Not as big, but a good comparison. I like Nylander a lot. Here's the thing with Toronto, too, that I want everybody to realize. And again, I forget who brought up the fact that Austin Matthews is going to be criticized. Guys, you are in the best. You are challenging arguably the hottest team in the National Hockey League going into the playoffs. Okay, Boston was unstoppable, and this Toronto team took them to Game 7. It is only the second year with these guys. You have at least 14 more years of Marner, Matthew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such the beginning, and they're getting wonderful experience. They had some good experience last year. They're getting even more now. Next year and the year after that, Toronto is going to be so hard to deal with because of Nylander, Marner, and Matthews. They're the real deal. They're legit. And Babcock is a phenomenal coach. I know he's a pain. I know everybody, including myself, I fell into the trap too, questions his lineup calls, but he's gotten his team to Game 7 in this series when nobody gave them a shot. They're good. Believe me, they're good. You got to be excited. Got Freddie Anderson now. You eliminated your biggest problem, which was goaltending. Now you have a little bit of a deficiency on defense. It is not something that can't be fixed. It absolutely can. Gardner's doable, a little aloof, but doable. Morgan Riley, I think, really needs to step up if he wants to be that Drew Doughty, Zdeno Chara back in the day. You know, if he wants to be the guy, the Chris Letang, right? If he wants to be the Erik Karlsson of that team, he's got to step up a little bit, but I think he can get there. And, they just got to get a little bit better on defense. That's really it. That's really, really it. Toronto's going to be impressive for years and years to come. Thoughts on Canucks fans? I don't know what that means. I have thoughts on the Canucks. On Canuck fans? I don't know. They're Canadian. They're probably nicer than the people who live around where I live. Just popping in, which defenseman do the Leafs need to grab this offseason? That's a good question. Maybe we'll save that for the second period. Oh, look at this. Morgan Riley back on the bench. He is all cut up on his lip. Looks like he's got a bunch of stitches in there. Here they're showing the shot again. Oh, my God. He is lucky that Chara didn't catch all of this. He is really lucky. That puck was flipping all back of the... If that puck was spinning, Jesus, he would have gotten busted up. All right, so you know what we'll do into the second period? I'll go over to Cap Friendly and we'll take a look at the free agents coming up, and we'll see who the Leafs should target for defense. Joe, people on Long Island are nuts. Mm-hmm. Yep. Big time nuts. Big time nuts.
The Leafs took it. It is not a hand pass. It was coming out of the defensive zone. Meanwhile, this comes back across now for Zaitsev. So in a wacky first period, in which there were 5 goals, is there a way for someone to grab a hold and settle things? Certainly won't come on the first play. That is an icing. Did you have this one on your radar, Mike?
I did not. But for the players on the bench, to see 5 goals on the board in the first period of hockey means one thing to me. Shoot more often. These guys and net can get rattled.
Good point.
And if they get rattled, they can become vulnerable. And in Game 7, the pressure being what it is,
Yeah, I don't know if we lost any teeth.
Just get
I'll
it
go
to
back
the
and
net
look.
whenever you can, especially since
He didn't spit any out, that's for sure. Milbury brings up a good point. Just shoot the damn puck. 10 shots for Toronto, 12 for Boston.
By Anderson, the puck comes onto the back now, and it is Krug. Around behind now for Marchand. Marchand takes a look, and then fed one that ricocheted on back now. Walked across by Miller, drive, and that one is...
Nice. Good glove by Anderson. He looks a little bit more settled down. I tell you, we've been fawning over the Toronto Maple Leafs, but you got to give it up for David Pastrnak. That kid, holy cow, does he have some friggin' moves. That kid's got some moves, man. I really like Pastrnak. I mean, I love Bergeron, but Pastrnak, DeBrusque, Boston's got to be super excited about their future. Super excited. 19 minutes to go here, second period. Riley probably swallowed his chiclets. Probably did.
Fed to the point, and Miller quickly worked it back in. Pastrnak takes it around behind. He has Marchand at the front. Wheels to the outside, drops it back. Marchand.
Ooh, Marchand got tangled up with Freddie Anderson a little bit there.
By Bergeron. Fed to Pastrnak, and
Nice feed to the slot, but it was blocked.
breaking Pasternak's stick. He retrieves another from the bench. It's played back off that new stick, and then it careens across where Zach Hyman takes over and flows it on back. Now Miller.
Daniel's advice for the game: shoot the puck and throw a shoe. Always solid. Always solid. That goes without saying. That's the end of every sentence for Mike Milbury. Shoot the puck more, and if that doesn't work, take off your boot and hit somebody with it. Oh, Toronto to the net. Almost evened it up. Here's Kadri now top of the circle. To Nylander. Back to Kadri.
With Hyman near the front, Pastrnak ties up with Nylander. Nylander escapes. Lost it, but on back to Pollock.
Pollock now.
Put it back over, and a shot comes right back yet again. Dermott scores! His first ever Stanley Cup goal, and it ties the game.
First Stanley Cup goal ties the game. There's Lou, the man who inspired it all. Got to go do something, dropping some love, man. I need mods? What's a mod? Oh, Jesus, something else I got to get. Thanks, Lou. Appreciate it, brother.
And he'll block the shot, which turns him around. And then Dermott recovers and just gets a little screen.
Big iron. Top cheddar, baby. Oh, my goodness.
This game is all tied up. He just flings it at the net, and I think Rass
Oh, that hit something. That hit something in front.
There it is.
Goes off of Kevin
Miller?
By the
Yeah.
way, the entry into
Deflects
the
up
zone,
off of Miller.
Kevin Miller tripped on a broken stick. And that's
Oof,
what allowed the
that
Leafs
sucks.
easy access into the Bruins zone.
Can't wait for Vegas San Jose series. You got to follow Vegas Golden Knights coverage. He just popped in. Click my name and Ed moderator. Someone's disciplined to know to chat while you're streaming. Oh, that really? Can I do that?
Was a deflection out of play.
I'll be streaming tomorrow. Bet on it. Guys, follow Vegas Golden Knights coverage. He's in the chat right now. Follow him. He's going to be live streaming tomorrow night. He does a good job with the live streaming. Oh, I lost my game here. Hang on. There we go.
And that's where it started to break down for the Boston Bruins, that simple little play in the neutral zone.
Man, we got a damn good game here. 3-3. That's what I'm talking about. So far, this is game of the year candidate for me, Austin, right? It's pretty damn good.
Can be carried back out by Heinen. Heinen tried to trickle it along. Hainsey said no initially, and then it's played back behind the net. Riley takes over there, and along.
Richard, how's your playoff bracket looking? Dude, I am 7-for-8 on the playoff bracket. If the Leafs win, I'll have gone a perfect 8-for-8. That's pretty damn good. How's your guys' playoff brackets doing? Let me know in the room. I would love to know what your playoff brackets are looking like. I know I looked at some of them that were a mess the other day. But I'm 7-for-8 right now. I'd be happy to move on to the next round with 7-for-8. Really, really happy. But I'll really love an 8-for-8. Jack, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to pull it out for tonight. By the way, and Lou, you might want to use this. I'm giving away a Hyundai because I've been dumping all over Thomas Plekanec. But if Plekanec scores 3 tonight or gets 5 points, which we got a 6-goal game already so far, If he does that and you subscribe to the channel and you're liking the video and you've shared the video already, then I'm going to give away $100 to somebody tonight. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Hockey Talk Show. We do live hockey talk here 5 nights a week. 5 nights a week. And we turn the channel on and talk about the hockey news whenever it happens. It's a place where all us hockey fans can come together and just talk hockey. So make sure you guys are subscribed and get the notifications on YouTube, and that you are following us and you like our page over there on Facebook. We stream on Facebook and YouTube every time we put the channel on. And, you know, we're also on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. And hockeytalkshow.com is our website. That's hockeytalkshow.com. Joe, your TV just went black? My TV went black too. Is this a national fail, or is this just a Long Island thing? Will Vegas win the next round? Yes. Vegas will beat the San Jose Sharks. My TV went black. All right, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one whose TV went black. What do you guys want to talk about now? Crocheting? What should we be talking about? Leafs love puck watching. Yeah, they do. Riley Collins, first time I've been here and I just subbed. Riley, you're the man. Way to go. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I lost the feed too. What the hell? Odd. Oh, we got it back.
Carried back up by Zach Hyman. Tucked in a low pass across for Plekanec. Plekanec and Miller go in deep for it. They cancel, and so it's Chara shoving it off the boards. Perfectly there for Marchand.
Nobody scored, which is nice.
And then back in. Marchand
Jack, I'm about to sub in 3, 2, 1, 0. A countdown to a sub. That's a first, my man. Kudos to... Hat tip to you, my friend. Kudos.
pushed on through to Pasternak. Slow to get up now is Marchand. And a penalty is coming up to Toronto.
Oh, penalty to Toronto on the hit on Marchand. And I got to be honest with you, some people stood up and applauded. Is that on Plekanec? Here's the other thing, and this is also, Jack just subbed. Welcome in, man. Thank you. Why, turtleneck, why? Let me see. Let me watch this. That was kind of a slash. Yeah. Yeah, that's a penalty. I hate to say it, but that's a penalty. No, I believe you, Jack. Welcome aboard, man. I think you're going to like the channel. If you like hockey, you're going to like the channel for sure. Is there any way you can show us the game? I can't. And here's why. If I turn this around and I show you the game, NHL is going to come shut us down. I've seen it happen before. And it's not like Gary Bettman standing there, cruising the internet. They have bots that check and make sure. That's why the sound is kind of a little crummy. I could pump the sound through my board and make it sound a lot better, but I can't because the bots listen for the sound. They identify the sound, and they'll shut you down. So it's got to be like an ambient thing, which is why the radio nerd in me, I actually put a mic on it so that you weren't listening to too much ambient sound and you were getting actual fairly good audio. So that's why I can't. But thanks for asking, though. So it's a good question. If anybody's asking, that's why they do these live reaction vids. Because you can get away with this, because you guys are just camera on me. But if you see the game, or actually if I do too much play-by-play, they can shut me down for that too. So that's why we don't do any of that. That's why we keep it loose. 3-3, minute 20 left on the Boston power play. Haven't gotten much established in the offensive zone, but now they've settled in. That was a hell of a save by Freddie Anderson. Best save of the game so far. Anderson looks like he's settling in a little bit here. Oh, puck dribbles out of the zone. Is that Matthews? Here comes Matthews. 1-0. Oh, Matthews scores. Oh, that wasn't Matthews. That was Kasperi Kapanen. Oh, that was sweet. That was a very sweet and patient move from 24. I thought that was Austin Matthews. I just saw the 4.
Terrific save. Spins
Great
around
save
his
by Freddie
teammates.
Anderson.
Bailed
Pollock
out
with a good clear in front of the net.
You could see
Puck dribbles out of the Boston zone. Kapanen just gets in front of him. Oh, my God. And the patience on that deke. Holy cow. Holy cow, that was pretty. Man, you don't want to give up a shorthanded goal in this situation. That's the second time I've said that tonight. You don't want to give up a goal off the back of the boards, and you don't want to give up a shorthanded goal, and we've had both of them tonight so far. That is unreal. That is wholly unreal. Cappy's third breakaway of the series. I guess third time is a charm. Yeah, it is, man. But until you've lived through Michael Grabner on your team, you can't talk to me about blown breakaways. The guy majored in blown breakaways. Let's see here. What would happen if I call this number on the stream? Nothing right now because I have the phones off. But normally during the show, when I put the phones on and say I'm taking calls, you can get right through to me. We could talk hockey. To answer your question. Yeah, the number down here, you can tweet at us at Hockey Talk Show. We usually read all the comments. We do mostly comments. Every now and then we'll do phones. But we do call-ins if you want to. We definitely do that stuff. Yep. So make sure you guys are subscribed. If you guys are new to the channel, Hockey Talk Show, we do 5 live call-in, comment-in shows a week. And whenever there's some breaking news in the NHL, we cover the news, and it's just here to talk about. Riley. Oh, nice. Is this your job? My full-time job, I'm a radio host in New York. So I do a morning show. So I should have been in bed by now. For sure. And I started this because I love hockey. I used to work for the Islanders. And forever love hockey. And always wanted to do this. And I had a home studio here for my radio work, for my voiceover work. And I thought, why not just start doing this? Mostly because hockey coverage in the New York area totally sucks. And I thought, screw it, I could just do it myself better than anybody else can. So we started the channel this year. We're kind of new to it. I mean, I've been broadcasting for 15 years, so we're not new to that. That's why the show moves along so smoothly. Or at least that's what the audience tells me. And we just got good insight, and we got some friends in the league still. And, you know, we just talk hockey. We are not trying to be Bob McKenzie or Darren Dreger. We're not here to break news. We're here to talk about news. So during the trade deadline, that was a fun show. We were here taking reaction, talking about stuff, and that's what's great about the show. I just wanted to create a space where hockey fans can come together and talk. 11 minutes left, 11:26 left. Toronto's up 4-3. And it's getting pretty intense. Kasperi Kapanen. Nice move. Nice move. Do you do other sports or just hockey? We primarily do just hockey, but it's the hockey news of the day, so I'd say 90% of it is NHL stuff. But we'll go along and talk about some other stuff if it's, you know, if it warrants it that day. Like, we would talk World Cup or Olympics if it was, you know, if there was something of making news that day in the world of hockey. So I hope you guys are subscribing on YouTube and Facebook because, you know, we got a lot of stuff coming on. When the draft lottery happens, we'll be on. We'll be talking about it. All throughout the playoffs, we're obviously going to be talking about that. The coach firings, we did a whole show on Chuck Fletcher and Bill Peters and all of that. We got the draft coming up. We got any sort of trades that are going on. Free agency will be here. Talking hockey that day. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Instead of going through your Twitter feed and getting your news that way and being alone and by yourself, you can still go through your Twitter feed and be with us here on the Hockey Talk Show. What do I think about the Humboldt crash? Talked about the Humboldt crash at the time. Unthinkable. I have 2 kids of my own. I can't even imagine. But we primarily spoke about the Humboldt crash from the point of view of the fundraising, which was downright amazing, which I think wound up around $15 million, which was incredible. Incredible. I forever will give hockey players and the hockey community, fans, parents, aunts, uncles of hockey players and fans, credit for being the nicest people on the planet. I hate Rask so much I can't wait for Qdobin to develop. Do you really? Rask is pretty good. He's pretty good. I used to call his dad on the Flyers Crappinin. The guy used to play defense when the Flyers were down a defenseman or two. Crappinin. That's good, Joe. That guy saying the national anthem is retiring. Rene Rancourt. Yep. It's sad. Yep. The guy who did it at the Garden for years and years, the Rangers, Rene Rancourt, just passed away, actually. That was pretty sad. Robo, I honestly hate Rask. I think he's too slow. I'm surprised to see so much hate on Rask tonight. I am surprised. Priscilla, can't wait for the lottery drawing. Me too. I love watching the lottery. The lottery, the draft, free agency, some of my favorite things to watch because there's so much hope built into it for every single team. I think the lottery is going to be really, really good this year. Really, really good. We'll be on when it's happening. We'll be right here at the Hockey Talk Show. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Nice little opportunity there for Boston here with 11 minutes left. They keep it in the zone. Chara can't handle it. Back behind the net. I'll tell you what, been good amount of physicality on the boards tonight. Really has been. By the way, this DeBrusk-Nash line has been really good. Boston coming out of the zone with some speed. 3-on-2 if they hustle. Marner holds up. Toe drag. Nice shot. Rask's got it, though. Just suck harder and you get the best pick. Yeah, but you know what? I think the NHL does a great job about the lottery balls and the percentages and all that. I think they really do. Mr. Frosty, welcome. Second period. Toronto up 4-3. About 11 minutes gone. Just a little over 10 minutes left in the second period. I hope the Islanders get a good player. I think they will. Joe. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Islanders use their pick to get a good player now. The Islanders need a defenseman and a goaltender now. I think more so than a draft pick. We don't need the great draft pick that we have. I think the Islanders would be better off if they want to sign Tavares to use that pick and try and grab somebody who's ready to win now in the net or on defense. Puck just squeaks out of the net there, out of the zone. 10 minutes even, 10:05 to go, 4-3. Toronto's up over Boston. I think Islanders, Montreal, and Buffalo end up in the top three. Very, very possible. Riley, my favorite team is the Islanders, but as I am a broadcast professional, I wear many hats, and I can be very unbiased when it comes to talking hockey. But I am a fan of the Islanders. I want Vancouver to win it once. Vancouver could use some luck. Eddie thinks the Sabres are going to win the lottery. Sabres could definitely use it. Definitely use it. I wonder if Seattle will get awarded a team in late June at GM meetings, but I hear the remodeling will not start. So maybe near June. Yeah, I think 2021, was it? Or was it 2020? What are we in, 2018? No, 2020, I think they're trying to get that team on the ice. So not this offseason, but next offseason. And Seattle is definitely getting a team, by the way. We had some really good Seattle coverage. If you go back a couple of shows, you'll see there was 1 week we did a lot of Seattle stuff, like 3 or 4 shows in a row were very, very Seattle heavy. Around the time they were getting awarded the team. And then the ticket drive, we did a lot of Seattle stuff. Seattle's coming, man. Did you see that ticket drive? They sold a hell of a lot more tickets than Vegas did. Seattle is going to get in as soon as possible. They do have to pay that fee, though, to start taking part in the GM meetings. Who said that? Joe? I forget. It already passed in the comments. 9 minutes now. Again, it feels like the game kind of settled down a little bit. The Islanders need a defenseman and a new GM. You got that right, Joe. Here comes Hyman in. Oof. Is that DeBrusk? Oh, McQuaid. McQuaid's down. He was back checking hard against Hyman, who had a semi-breakaway. Really slammed into the boards. Hyman sort of should have sold the trip there. He probably could have. Vincent, I think it's 2020 for Seattle. Thank you, Vincent. Oh, he hit them boards hard.
Didn't look that bad, but something went wrong.
Yeah, that looks like it hurts. McQuaid just sacrificed himself. Yeah. Are you the only one on this YouTube channel streaming? Yep. It is me and me alone. Yes, and in 12 minutes, the faster than Winnipeg. Islanders can have Rask if you want to give us your pick. I might actually make that deal. Do you play video games? I do not play video games on this channel. No, sorry. I know I should start, but I can't wrap my head around that one. Washington, welcome to the mix. Thanks for the thumbs up. Make sure you guys are liking the page and subscribing to the page. Hope you guys are. Don't want you to miss out on the good hockey talk when we go back to our regular shows, which we usually do. We don't do live reaction shows. This is actually the first one that we've ever done. Tell us a bit about yourself because you're new. We got a commercial break here. Okay, so I do a morning show on Long Island in New York. I've been in radio for 15 years. I interned for the New York Islanders. I was hired and worked for the team for several years. It was a great experience in my life, but wanted to do radio, so I followed that passion, and it turns out it worked out. So I do morning radio here on a station called WEHM. I have a wife far too beautiful for me. I don't know how I got her. Kids are also too good for me. And that's really it. I live on Long Island. I have a marketing business on the side. So I do 3 things a day. I get up around 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. My morning show is from 6 to 10. I do some web work for the station I work for after that. Then I do my marketing work, and then we do a show at some point during the day right here. And I usually go to bed around 10, 10:30, or 11 o'clock. So not a lot of sleep, awful lot of coffee. Awful lot of coffee. But like I said, I worked for the Islanders for a number of years and got some real good experience there. And I've been doing broadcasting, so this is kind of easy, comes natural for me. I like when 7,000 things are going on at once. I feel the most comfortable at that point. So, and I love talking hockey, which is primarily, again, why I started this thing. I just wanted, like, a couple of my friends are into hockey. We talk hockey, but I just wanted a place where I could go immediately and just start talking hockey. And we've grown fairly well here. So we do a live stream every single day on Facebook and YouTube. Again, it's just really me talking to camera to you guys. We read your comments out loud. We open up the phone sometimes. On the very rare occasion, we'll have a guest if I think it will help. I will never interview players on this channel. You will never hear a player interview, not for lack of being able to get them. I just don't think player interviews are interesting. We play audio clips and video clips at times of highlights and things. And then what's great about it is the visuals that we have here, every single show then goes up via podcast form. So if you miss a show, but you want to listen to it on a podcast later, or if you want to go for a run and you can't watch and you want to listen to it on podcast, you can. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, the TuneIn Radio app, and one more. TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify. And we're on Spotify. So you can listen to the show as opposed to watching it as well. The podcasts usually go up an hour or so. Depends on how long the servers take to do their thing. But as soon as the show's over, we put the podcast right up. So you can always consume the show afterwards if you'd like. And then the shows are forever up there on YouTube and Facebook and always anchored on our website, hockeytalkshow.com. That's where we have a bunch more information as well. So that's basically the gist on the Hockey Talk Show. I think it's pretty cool. We've been having a lot of fun. People have been discovering us. We really have been doing nothing but word of mouth. Everybody who watches, who enjoys it, shares it on their social media channels. And that's how we've been growing and growing and growing. And it's been pretty good. We're up over 1,000 people on Facebook. Our podcast numbers are through the roof. YouTube is a smidge slow to grow, but we're getting there, which is a whole lot of fun. Richard, just followed you on Instagram and Twitter. I should have done it sooner. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think Price was playing hurt, but I have to see, like last season, Giroux was playing hurt. I love Carey Price. I do feel like Carey Price is legit the best goaltender in the game. There's two problems. One, everybody else in front of him wearing a number kind of sucks. And two, I don't like huge contracts. $10 million a year on one player hasn't really worked out well for any National Hockey League team. It's been okay for the Rangers and Henrik Lundqvist. Historically, not this past year, but historically. But for the most part, it's tough. It's tough paying a player that much money. It works with Taves and Kane. It works with Crosby and Malkin. It's a little bit different when it's a forward. I think it's actually easiest when it's a forward. It's a little harder when it's a defenseman. It is really, really hard when it's a goaltender. That is far too much to put on goalies. 6:48 left, still 4-3. Nice shot just now on Freddie Anderson, who looks like he's settling in a little bit. He's not moving around in the crease as much, which is good. Backes had a good shot from the slot. Toronto's really letting too many opportunities go. They need to play a little bit tighter to the point. Heinen got a second shot at it, but Anderson was there to meet it. Do you have your own recording place, or is this your house? I have a studio in my house, which is always the dream because then you don't have to travel too far. I can literally play with my kids or put them to bed and then be on the air in 5 seconds as opposed to having to drive somewhere. This was the recording studio that I had in my house when I was doing voiceover work and stuff for my radio career. So it was easy to just put a camera on it. It just made more sense. How do you think the Oilers are going to build a contending team around McDavid considering his contract? Again, I'm not worried about it. It's like, Draisaitl would be the harder one, but they got him now. I think the key for Edmonton is figure out your goalie situation and get Milan Lucic off your roster. It was a bad move. It was a good move at the time. It went sour very, very quickly. What's he been there, 3 years? It went sour very, very quickly. We were talking about this on the show the other day. 5:56 left, 4-3 Toronto over Boston. We were talking about the Oilers the other day on the show. The league was moving towards speed when Lucic was signed, but I don't think anybody had realized how fast the game was going to get. So fast. Like, teams probably thought we're probably 3, 4, 5 years away from it, and it happened in a year or two. The teams got super fast, super quick. So Lucic is no good. No bueno for Lucic. And Cam Talbot has got to prove that he can be the guy. And I just don't know. Maroon was a good deal. Get Maroon out of there. I didn't think he was a good fit for 97. Find a winger for 97. Get rid of Lucic. Figure out your goaltending situation, and I think the Oilers will be okay. I like the general manager. I think Peter Chiarelli is a winner. I think he can build a winner. He just needs time. And I like the coaching staff. I think the coaching staff is good. I think Todd McClellan is talented. I think he's a good coach. I would definitely give him another year. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully Matthews doesn't demand more than 11.5. Matthews is going to be up around 13, 14 million. God knows. John Tavares is going to set the price for Austin Matthews. That's for sure. Because whatever John gets, Austin's going to get more. But there is a chance that John could get 13 if he wants. But I don't think he'll take that much because at that point it behooves a player to leave more for everybody else so that they have a good supporting cast all around. Let me see here. These are great questions. We're in a commercial break, so I'll take as many questions as we can. Sorry, Lundqvist overpriced. Priscilla, don't apologize for that. That's more than okay. Here's Babcock.
Might be a little too entertaining for my liking. That's why I said, guys, we can have entertaining and still play well defensively.
I've seen you coach in so many big moments. This seems to be the most relaxed you've ever been. Is that fair to say?
Well, I think just over time and experience, but I think the other thing, too, is that we believe in our group. Our group's having fun, so why wouldn't we?
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Babcock looks calm as hell at all times, by the way. Doug, this game is turning into which goalie is choking less. Goalies win game sevens, man. Goalies win game sevens. Good point, Doug. Good point. So I think the Oilers, I think the Oilers are going to be fine. They just had a stumble this year. It happens. Pittsburgh had plenty of stumbles on their way to 3 cups. Lucic skates like he's got Timberlands on. Yeah, that's very true. He does. Like he's skating in mud. I would sell my soul to get a Tim Thomas clone right now. I hear you. What team are you cheering for? Better be Toronto. Slicks, welcome in. I am cheering for Toronto. I did pick them to win the series. Sorry to repeat myself, but I'm 7 for 8 as far as picking winners in the opening round. I picked Toronto to upset Boston. Even though I think Boston is the better team, they were certainly hotter. I thought Toronto could beat them, and I picked Toronto, so I am rooting for Toronto tonight. Because I want to go perfect 8 for 8. 5 minutes even left. Toronto still up 4-3.
And many of you are thinking, oh, to be a fly on the wall in Washington. For Sid Novi, we will be bringing you that fly-on-the-wall perspective because our cameras will be there for both of them tomorrow night. We hope you have a great time. We will have a great time bringing those games to you as well as all the games that remain until the trophy is handed out for the 125th year since it was first.
Geez, 7 for 8, very good so far. I don't like to brag, but we know our stuff here on this show. We know what we're doing.
Brown rolled it back in, and it becomes an icing. Speaking of the games, round 2 tomorrow on NBCSN. Game 1 of the Penguins Capitals, followed by game 1 of the Sharks and Golden Knights. Coverage begins.
Yeah, Sharks Knights at 10. Pittsburgh, Washington at 7 tomorrow. Friday, it's Winnipeg, Nashville at 8 o'clock. And then Saturday, whoever wins this, game 1 versus Tampa. They haven't picked the time yet. That could be an afternoon game.
So now Matt Grizzly connects back on. Jake DeBrusque flung it wide. Bouncer near Hainsey.
Jory, welcome in, man. Throw the thumbs up around. Make sure you guys are following us on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you're getting notifications. Hit that bell on YouTube. And follow us on Facebook so you're getting notifications first. Boston Bruins are better than the Leafs. Absolutely, Chris. I completely agree with you, man. They're the hotter team coming in. They were better. I just felt like the Leafs could win this series, and I still maintain that to be true with 4 minutes left in the second period here. Lou, good to see you kicking back in a little bit. Pittsburgh versus Washington may be the most underwhelming second-round series. You think so? I think it could be good. Master Kobar says, Toronto is better than Boston. Welcome in, Master. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Been a high-scoring game so far. 7 goals, and we're not even done with the second period. I said if Thomas Plekanec scores 3 or he gets 5 points, I'll give away this crisp $100 to somebody who has liked our channel, has subscribed on YouTube, and has shared the feed. You can't do it after he does it. If he does it, though, got to be beforehand. So make sure you guys hop on it right now. Even those of you guys that are on Facebook. Nice little puck moving now from Boston. For the first time, they had some zone time for more than 10 seconds. That's right. Lou's got to hit that like button, guys. Make sure you guys are liking it on Facebook and YouTube. Smash that like button. 2016 style, baby. Do people still... I'm not on the YouTube thing too much. Do people still say smash that like button? I think they do. I think that's still a thing.
So he's square all the time. He's not cheating.
Deanna, welcome in. Has anyone fought tonight? No. No fights just yet. A couple of rough stuffs, but no fights just yet. Richard supporting Leafs from Sydney, Australia. What time is it there in Sydney right now, Rich? I'd be curious to know that. Hector supporting the Leafs from Mexico. There you go. What time is it in Mexico? Do you want the Bruins to win? Bruins versus Lightning would be a fiery series. I have the Lightning moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals no matter who comes out of this series, so I just think Tampa's too good. $100 and a free turtleneck sweater signed by Plekanec. I tell you what, I'll throw in the turtleneck sweater. I can't guarantee it'll be signed by Plekanec, but I could sign it, and that might be worth more. I don't know why I'm shitting on Plekanec. He's a very nice fellow. Supporting the Leafs from New York City. What?
So Bergeron has to help. Does so along now to Krug.
Jory Riley did come back. He's back in the game. It looks like he's got a bunch of stitches, but he's back on the bench. Was back at the start of the second period. Darlene, welcome in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel. Hockey Talk Show does 5 live talk shows a week all about hockey. You can call in. You can comment in. We stream live on Facebook and YouTube, and then the show goes up as a podcast afterwards. We host everything at hockeytalkshow.com, but we do a lot primarily through our Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you guys are subscribing on YouTube and following us on Facebook. Slicks, I'm really nervous currently. I hear you, man. Awesome to see fans around the world on here. It is really cool, Vincent. Yeah. I do enjoy that. That's awesome. Score is 4-3 Toronto with 2:11 left in the second period. JKL, welcome in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Jory, tough guy. I'll tell you what, Riley don't look like it, but he's a little tough. Even though Chara didn't catch all of that slap shot, it's still a Chara slap shot for all intents and purposes. It still hurt. Ooh. First real good chance for Toronto in a little while here. Hyman Matthews line. Oh. Oh, we get a little rough stuff here. See, Hyman is tangled up with somebody. I can't see who it is.
Hyman throws it on goal. Great job by Connor Brown to separate McAvoy from the puck. Opportunity right there. But then the earlier one is the one that might haunt right there. Connor Brown and Austin Matthews, and a great job by McAvoy coming back.
Wow, look at the defense here now by Pollock on Corrali.
Pollock with a good hit right there. Linda, I think Boston is starting to look tired. I agree. I said that about Chara before. They are looking a little tired.
No place to go, no chance for Marchand. This is good stuff.
Here you go. No place to go. No chance for Marchand. Marchand looks like he's slowing down a bit too. The Bruins might be tiring out a little bit.
Really quickly on the Toronto bench. I think the Bruins are staying on a little bit longer with their forwards groups because they know they're down.
Joe, I live in South Jersey, but I cheer for the Philadelphia team as they are who I get on the TV. Jersey's weird like that. I got family down in Jersey. Some of them, you get more Philly TV than Jersey TV. No temptation ever to get over to the Devils side, even when they were winning in the 90s? No Jersey teams at all on TV. Rooting for the Leeds from South Florida? The Weeds? Has Marner or Matthews or Nylander scored? Yes. No, Marlowe scored 2. I forget now. Dermott, Marlowe. Did Marner get one? Marner might have gotten one.
Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. And off this tie-up, stepping by with it is Rick Nash. Nash fights his way to center and is taken out of the play by Nylander.
Marlowe's got 2. Oh, Dermott and Kasperi Kapanen, that's right. Kasperi Kapanen scored shorthanded if you guys are just hopping in. Boston to the net. Looks like Krejci was crashing there. Crowd's getting restless. Boston fans are not liking the fact that they are losing this game 4-3. Under a minute left in the second.
with his man Marlowe. Meanwhile, there's more jostling along the boards as it's jabbed back along, and it all becomes a stoppage of play on a hand pass against the Maple Leafs.
Almost another slot.
Darlene, I hope you're subscribed to the channel, man. Welcome in. Hit the thumbs up button. We need one more. I'm assuming you're talking about Toronto. I wouldn't be so sure if one more would even do it, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think this one's going to be a knockdown drag out to the end. Bergeron hasn't been the same since his injury. Bruins are down 1. Maybe playing catch-up with your top lines out longer is not the best decision. Could be, Vincent, but you got to lean on your dogs, man. You got to ride your horses towards the end here. Hashtag Toronto Storm, Toronto Strong. I hated Brodeur when he came into the league till about 2010. I get that, man. And Flyers had some good teams during those years too, Joe. So your love for the Flyers is totally justified. 15 seconds left. Looks like this one's going to end 4-3. Big hit, Backus on Riley. Riley does not look pleased. He was a little slow, but now he's picking things up.
To end the second period. The coaches will have their chance during one more intermission. And who knows, maybe more. It is a one-goal game at the end.
One-goal game. Toronto's one period away from making it happen. Let's see. Go back and grab some of your questions here. Linda, I pay $155 a year just to get the Islanders in North Carolina. I get all the other games too, but I pay that for the Islanders. I hear you, sister. Linda, where do you live in North Carolina? I love North Carolina. Family and I have been looking at Raleigh lately. Just peeking, just looking. Mark, wish I had cable right now. You got better, Mark. You got the Hockey Talk Show and all your closest friends on the internet right now. No one needs cable when you got this. What a goal by Cappy. He undressed Rask, didn't he? That was a hell of a goal. Goal of the game so far. And Freddie Anderson just made a save of the game. So things are rolling right now for Toronto. I think they got the momentum. And if you ask me, Boston does look a little slow and tired out there. They are looking a little slow and tired. All right, if you guys have any other questions, we'll roll this intermission like we do a normal Hockey Talk Show. Shoot your questions in on the comments section, and I'll try and go through and answer as many as I can on Facebook and YouTube. To everybody who's subscribed so far tonight, thank you so much. Keep it up. Keep hitting them thumbs up. Just growing the channel organically here, and appreciate all that you guys are doing tonight. And again, if you want to win on the $100, I know now it doesn't seem so likely that we're going into the third, but if Plekanec scores 3 or gets 5 points, and you've liked the page and you've subscribed and you've shared it on social, then we'll give you $100. We'll pick one winner and give $100 out. Where are you streaming on the internet? I'm not sure I get that question. From my home studio. Maybe that's the better answer. If you're just joining in, I'm sorry if you guys are with me for the whole game here and I'm repeating myself. But if you guys are just with me, Hockey Talk Show, new endeavor for me. My name's Anthony. I've been in broadcasting for 15 years. I do a morning show in New York. It's primarily music and entertainment, and we don't do hockey on that show. That's a music and entertainment show. If you go to our YouTube page, if you pop out and go to our YouTube page, you can see we have, maybe I'll link it for you guys. We have an intro. You can get a little bit more about me in the intro video that we have up there. That'll give you a little bit more insight on our channel and what we do here. We just wanted to create a place where we can come and discuss hockey, and that's what we've done. And we've been growing it organically ever since, and it's been more fun than I thought it was going to be. And I thought it was going to be, boy, that Kasperi Kapanen goal. Jesus, that was sweet. Jesus, that was sweet. So sweet. I don't live in Canada. I wish I did. I live in New York. Yeah. The reason why I started this, again, like I said, you know, I've been a hockey fan for the longest time. Former employee of the New York Islanders for a number of years. I left the Islanders to go and follow my dream to become a radio person, and we did that. And it's been just a hell of a lot of fun so far. I mean, a hell of a lot of fun. So I thought, let me start this. Let's do this. And then we can still talk hockey and have fun. And it's worked. And it's been a whole blast. So we do the radio show in the morning. We do the hockey show in the afternoon or the evening. We try and get it on before the games at night. And it is a back and forth. You know, you guys comment, you ask questions. I comment, I ask questions. You give opinions. It's just like we're just trying to start a community where we can all sit here and like-minded hockey fans can talk hockey. All I know is hockey. What else is there? Vincent, I'm with you, my man. Darlene, do you have a girlfriend? No, I have a wife, though, and 2 kids. I'm old. My favorite flyer was Ron Sutter when I got into hockey. In the middle of the 86-87 season, I was standing in line to get his jersey, and it came over the radio that he was traded to the Blues. Ouch. Raptors or Jays winning? I have no idea, and I don't think anybody else in Canada does. I think all eyes are on Toronto. Lou, over at Vegas Golden Knights coverage, best hockey talk radio style I've listened or watched. If you guys are fascinated with the Vegas Golden Knights, let's be honest, who isn't? Lou just commented, follow his channel, Vegas Golden Knights coverage. He does the best job, all recap videos. He does the live streaming like we're doing tonight. In fact, he kind of inspired us to do it because this is not really what the show is. The show is we do a half hour or hour every night on the day's news. Whatever happens in the hockey world, we cover later on that day. I saw Lou doing these things. He looked like he was having a blast. He's riding the Vegas wave all the way. I'm a fan of Vegas. I'm loving what they're doing. By the way, and you can go back and you can watch our older shows. 10 games into the season, when Vegas got off to that killer start, I said, this team is legit and they're going to be good. 20 games into the season, I doubled down on my predictions. And about 30 games into the season, I said, there is no way this team is not making the playoffs and going relatively deep. And that's exactly what they've been doing. And there was a couple of things I was dead on right about this season. It was the success of the Vegas Golden Knights. It was the crumbling of the New York Rangers and the crumbling of the Montreal Canadiens, which I don't take as much credit for that because everybody knew the Canadiens were going to crumble this year. But the Rangers I did call for. Our first viral video was me saying that the Rangers should trade Lundqvist if they were in a position where they weren't going to make the playoffs. I still believe they should have. I do respect Henrik for wanting to stay with the team through the rebuild. I think it'll work out good for the New York Rangers, regardless of them not agreeing with me. Richard, broadcasting is something I'm really interested in, and I'm studying media at university. We're expanding the AIHL here in Australia, and we're excited for the future. Richard, start your own show, do your own podcast, study and learn from people there. If I can give you advice, get an internship, listen and pay attention, and just do your own show, do your own podcast. Take your phone, point it at yourself, and start talking into it about whatever it is you want to cover. Get your own website. You can buy one for $4 on GoDaddy, and you're off and running with your YouTube channel. Anybody could do it these days, and it's experience. I'm only this good at this because I've been doing it for 15 years. The Hockey Talk Show is new. It's only a year old, but I've been doing radio and taking calls and hosting live events for 15 years. You only get good at it by doing it. So good luck. If you ever need anything else, tweet at me. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Lucky to be a part of the beginning of this channel and witness the growth. It'll get huge. Thanks, Lou. You too, my friend. What did you do for the New York Islanders? That seems very interesting. I worked in the media department. When I was in college, I did radio at St. John's University in New York City. And then I couldn't actually find a good internship in radio, and I loved hockey, and I thought I'll just intern for the Islanders, and I was lucky enough to intern for their media relations department, which was public relations at the time. It was between that PR and everybody switching over to media relations, so I got to do a lot of cool stuff for the Islanders. I worked primarily with their TV and radio and their print coverage, and learned how to do game day stats, and eventually became the press box announcer, which is sort of a dying thing now. They don't really have that much anymore. But back in my day, 10 years ago, when NHL.com wasn't as good as it is now, It was up to the media relations team to supply the stats and tell people what was going on. So I would be in the press box with a microphone, and there was speakers that you could only hear up in the press box. And I would tell everybody what was going on in the game. If there was a penalty, I would announce it before the announcement was made on the ice. If a player went off and was injured, we gave updates, all kinds of stuff like that. If somebody was at 499 goals, I would make sure to remind everybody of that during the game on the mic. So I kind of grew into that role. But we did a lot. We arranged interviews with players and TV at intermissions. We were in the locker room arranging interviews post-game. If you ever wondered, why certain players talk after the game, why does this player give an interview and that player doesn't? Somebody in my position would say, okay, after the game, I'm going to make you, and you available for the media. Everybody else can go home. That's it. And that's how that works. So we did a lot of that kind of stuff. Stats. We did the yearbook. We would do this yearbook every year where we throw out stats. The media guide. We do a media guide before the season started. We do a playoff media guide. We did a lot of cool stuff. What's his name? Trent Hunter was going for Rookie of the Year one of the years I was there. So we did a whole campaign for Trent Hunter, put together, again, the internet was around, but not as great as it is now. So we had to put together highlight tapes and make sure that all the media saw it, because it wasn't like now where you can go on NHL.com and see all the stats and what happened. Back then we had to show people, if the Canadian if Vancouver was in town, they didn't see Trent Hunter as much as probably everybody else did. So we had to make sure they were educated, because the writers and everybody else, they would be the guys that would vote on some of these things. So we did a lot of stuff. I occasionally tell stories about my days with the team, which were very fun and very fulfilling, and overall just a wonderful, wonderful experience. Mike Milbury was the GM when I was there. Was a very interesting dude, very nice guy, despite beating people with shoes. And that's what I did for the Islanders. And I did that for a bunch of years before, again, eventually I moved on to radio and wound up moving up in that industry as well. Darlene, how old are you? Very old. Very, very old enough to have 2 kids. The Habs are poopy. Raptors are losing last I checked. Are you still riding the Knights to the Cup? Let me check my bracket here. I don't believe so. I do not believe so. Much to the chagrin of my man Lou. And just to show you guys that I'm not a big fat liar. Boop, 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 boop. Bring up my bracket so you guys can see for yourself. There's the old bracket for the Hockey Talk Show that we filled out before the season started. You can see I am 7-4-8. I have Vegas going to the conference finals. That's where I picked them to be about 40 or 50 games into the season. I think it was around 40 or don't quote me on that, but it was well before the end of the season. I said Vegas is going to go to the conference finals. And I feel good about it. I feel like San Jose is good, underrated, not talked about. Evander Kane was such a great pickup. I love Martin Jones, stellar goaltender. San Jose's got a lot going for them. Jumbo Joe, Joel Ward, I love more than anything. I think he's one of the best tough guys in the game. He's got some skill, got some toughness to him. Love him as a 3rd and 4th line player. Think he's critical on a team going to the finals. And Lord knows San Jose deserves to win. Obviously, Pavelski and, everybody else. But I just think Vegas is too fast. I think Vegas is too fast, and Marc-Andre Fleury is too good. Really, really too good. It was a tight series that Vegas won. They didn't score a lot, but they didn't need to. They held on to the puck more than anything. One thing that people really severely underestimate with the Vegas Golden Knights, they don't give up the puck, and their forecheck is ridiculous. They have speed. They hold on to the puck, a lot of possession, which is super important in the game these days. So I have Vegas going into the conference finals against Nashville, but I do have Nashville winning because there's just too much experience there. And believe me, I'm not one of the guys that's like, Vegas is a first-year team. How could they win? They don't have the experience. Baloney. Neal, Fleury. Like, they've got the experience. They've got the playoff experience, so I'm not buying that. But even with the playoff experience that they do have, I'm sorry, but I got to take the Nashville Predators. They're primed and ready for it. They're primed and ready for it. Who is your favorite player? Who is your favorite team? So I am an Islander fan. I grew up on Long Island. Well, I grew up in Queens, but I live on the island now, and big Islander fan. But as I've said earlier, totally mutual, totally fair and balanced as far as it goes with the Hockey Talk Show. I know how to leave that aside. Honestly, the weirdest thing, and one of the things I learned working for the Islanders, can't cheer for there's no cheering in the press box. That was something I learned very early on. Absolutely no cheering in the press box. You can fist pump yourself, you could throw the fist around a little bit, but you can't let anybody see you cheering. That kind of stuff is definitely not allowed. So I learned to be impartial during my time with the Islanders. As far as favorite players go, to be honest with you, Master Kobar, I love the game so much. That's why I have no problem, watching. I watch most games, most nights. My wife tolerates it. I don't know how, along with all the other issues. But, I just love watching the game. So I love a lot of players. Obviously, I have a fairly big rooting interest in John Tavares, and I love Anders Lee on the Islanders. But I could pick a favorite player on every team. I love Mika Zibanejad with the Rangers. I think he's such a great player. I don't think he's a first-line player. I think the Rangers will be so much better when Zibanejad's their second-line player. I mean, you name it. I got a love on every team. I love the game. I can watch the game endlessly. I could watch 7-year-olds play somewhere and be perfectly entertained by it. I really, really just love it. When Milbury was the coach of the Bruins, he didn't go into the stands after a fan. Didn't he go into the stands after a fan? Yep. And pulled off the fan's shoe and beat that gentleman with his own shoe. That's Milbury for you. I've been teasing the story, and I probably will wait till next season to tell it. But if you guys remember, there was a Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Islanders playoff series one year. I was working for the team. I became involved in an altercation in the locker room with John Tortorella, and Mike Milbury came to my rescue and got involved and did one of the more unbelievable things I've ever seen. And I love Tortorella. I love Tortorella to this day. I think he's one of the best coaches. If you go back and watch the Hockey Talk Show, we covered Tortorella a whole ton this year and played a lot of his press conferences, a lot of them. I think he's great. I think he's entertaining, and I think he's a really good coach. And I think, was this the year? This might have been 2004. So it might have been the year that Tampa won the Cup, I think. I think they did win the Cup that year. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it all blurs together because I worked for them for a number of years. And one of them was a lockout year, too. But anyway, it was fairly large news, and I was smack in the middle of it. I've never told that story on the air, and I may tell it one day. Let's see here. Sorry, but Pittsburgh is going to the final. I picked Tampa over Pittsburgh in the conference finals, even though, and I will say it again, and I will repeat it again, I think that Pittsburgh can three-peat. I think it can happen. I really honestly think it could happen. When you start picking these things, though, and you get down to the conference finals, you got to go with your gut, but you got to know full well you're totally going to be wrong. I'm going to repick all these and once the second round begins, but I'm actually going to stick with most of my picks for the second. I think I'm going to stick with all my picks for the second round. Conference finals, that's another 3 weeks away. Who knows what, if Vasilevsky's hurt, that would change my, obviously, you got to see what happens there. But I did pick Tampa over Toronto. I did pick Tampa over Pittsburgh, and I stand by that pick. But I stand by that pick knowing full well that I could absolutely be wrong, and that Pittsburgh is absolutely, absolutely capable of a three-peat. So, Vince, to answer your question, I don't disagree with you, man. Mark, I got Vegas winning. GMs are kicking themselves right now. They will not give Seattle the same opportunity in 2020. I actually think they will. I think that Seattle is going to get similar rules towards the expansion draft. I think that Vegas is not participating. Actually, we already covered that on the show. Vegas is not going to participate. They're not going to have to expose a player, but they're also not going to get any of the cat. That was the interesting thing that we found out. That was one of the good shows that we did so far this year. Vegas doesn't have to expose anybody, but they don't get any of the $650 million that Seattle is going to pay to be in the league. So 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. By the way, the GMs hate the expansion drafts. The owners love it because they get a cool check for, what was it, $20 million? I think it's going to be 37 next time around. And they don't have to share. That's not hockey-related revenue. They do not have to share that with the player. Collective bargaining agreement, anything that comes in has to be split with the players. Merchandise, all that stuff, all hockey-related revenue has got to be split except for expansion fees. That money goes right into the pocket of owners, and owners love it. Love every bit of it, believe you me. So to answer your question, Mark, Seattle will get a similar opportunity where I think things will change. A lot of teams gave up a lot to protect certain players. They made deals with George McPhee. George McPhee played that stuff to a T, played it really nice, got some really nice assets for himself. I don't think that the teams are going to be that hard up to protect players anymore. I don't think they're going to do all that much to get behind them and not let certain guys go. I think they're going to realize, look, a guy's going to go, he's going to go, and that's it. I think so. I think that'll be one of the things that changed this time around. All right, start of the third period. Toronto up 4-3. 10 seconds in, here we go. Joe confirms with my mushy brain that it was 2004. Yes, so the Islanders lost in the first round to Tampa, and then they went on to win the Cup. I know your favorite player is Josh Bailey. Just been admitted already. You could ask my wife, who's around here somewhere, that I cannot stand Josh Bailey, and I've hated him for years. 4 years. And by the way, we went to a... Was Josh Bailey at that golf thing that we went to? He wasn't, right? Yeah, we went to this big posh golf thing out in the Hamptons, and all the Islanders were there, and but Bailey wasn't. But I would have still told him how bad he sucked to his face. No, I wouldn't have. That would have been disrespectful. Let me see here. I bet Vegas players that were let go in the expansion draft are laughing at their old clubs. They sure are, man. They were good players. That's the thing. By the way, I love this better. I love the expansion rules now. It is so much better than watching Columbus and Minnesota suffer horribly for years. The league learned from Atlanta. Atlanta never got off the ground. Even though they had Kovalchuk and Heatley, they were never able to turn it on. And they'll never make that mistake again. They were right to do what they did with Vegas. Make sure you guys are subscribed, by the way, for some hockey talk 5 days a week right here on the Hockey Talk Show. We typically don't do live reaction shows. We do call-in, interactive, back and forth, comment in, call in, and we talk about the day's events right here on the Hockey Talk Show. So on YouTube, make sure you guys are subscribing. And on Facebook, make sure you guys like our page and you're following along. We stream live on Facebook and YouTube, and then we upload the show on the podcast format, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, and the TuneIn radio app. You can follow us, rate and review on obviously each one that it applies to. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. We got a Cavs Pacers update. 95-95 with 3 seconds left. Cavs ball. There you go. Why was St. Louis not in the playoffs? They just missed. They were so close. They almost made it in despite the fact that they traded Stastny. And I think that it was actually a smart move in the macro for St. Louis because they'll be better off with the pick. What they got in return for Stastny. It just wasn't their year. It just wasn't their year. And I think St. Louis recognized that. So.
I was just wanting the gopher to pop out of the hole at Chuck E. Cheese's there, and I'm glad you have done so. Anyway, 4 against 4 with 18:54 to go in the third, and off this time it is now
4-4 Boston scores. Unbelievable. Torrey Krug, lightning from the point. We got a burner tonight, man. We got a burner tonight. This one's going to be damn close and come down to the end. Look at Krug. That's a bad goal for Anderson. That's a bad goal for Anderson.
Bergeron and Marchand are out there for the Bruins, and it's sort of won by the Maple Leafs, but Krug gets the pass and just simply one-times it. No screen in front of...
Yeah, no screen, no tip.
With the pass to Krug, and he zips it. I guess
Oh.
it might have been a moving screen in front of him. He didn't catch all of that.
Nah, that's a bad goal from Anderson.
Screen, but it was a quickness of the shot. The bad news for Toronto on that side of the ice. Zach Hyman, who's sitting in the box, he takes
Jory should do these games for should do these live shows for Game 7s. I think we are. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. I think we're gonna do these for Game 7s for sure. We definitely plan on doing this during the Stanley Cup final. That was the plan when we first started seeing Lou do them over for the Vegas games. So we're definitely gonna do the Cup finals, and we'll definitely be here when the Cup's awarded, of course. But yeah, I think we're gonna do a couple more of these before we even get to the final. It's been fun so far. It's been really, really fun so far. Let me see here. Devils will win a playoff series next year. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. 4-4 now. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're just joining in to the show here. We're going to watch this one till the end, even if it goes into overtime, despite the fact that I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, do morning radio.
Circles the net and hands it on. Riley Nash marches on. He's in with Pasternak, who got a stick on this and guides it back near the point, but near the operative word as it goes back down. Both teams will get a man back in 35 seconds from right now. Sean Corrali takes over there. Hainsey and Morgan Riley are back watching for the Leafs defense. They'll play some catch. Kapanen is out up front along with Nazem Kadri. It is thrown back along by Pasternak, who comes to the bench for a change.
LeBron hit a game-winning three-pointer. Nice.
Teams get a man back as Kadri weaves his way along and moved in, but already in was Kapanen, and so it becomes
Got it offsides there. What's with the phone number? So normally we don't do live reaction shows. Normally we do call-in and comment shows where we talk about the day's events. We stream live 5 days a week, and whenever there's news breaking. So that's why you see a phone number down in front and our Twitter handle, because people can tweet in questions. They comment in on Facebook and YouTube. We read the questions. We talk back and forth. That's what the Hockey Talk show is typically. We're doing this because we got a Game 7, and it's exciting to watch some hockey together. Coach Dan, have you gotten up to pee yet? No, I have not. I'm wearing a diaper. Don't tell anybody. Who am I rooting for, Boston or Toronto? I'm rooting for a good hockey game, but if you want me to be perfectly honest, good save by Anderson, who got interfered with a little bit. I did pick Toronto to win this series before the playoffs started in my bracket, and I've gone 7 for 8, so I want to go 8 for 8, so I am kind of rooting and pulling for Toronto, but I love Boston. I love Patrice Bergeron. He is one of my favorite players, to go back to the favorite player talk from before. So I do love Patrice Bergeron. I do hate Brad Marchand, though, if that means anything to you. Creeper Go Boom, make sure you subscribe, man. Get on here and subscribe. We talk live hockey. Totally fair and mutual. I love the game, so I'll talk about hockey to the nth degree. Newspapers under the desk? Yeah, man. I got my dog's wee-wee pads under the desk right here. What time is in the game? 16:19 left. Just over 16 minutes. Looks like Bozak's in the box and somebody for Boston. Ever consider having a corner of your screen with the live stream? Yeah, I did. We can't do it because the NHL will shut us down. The reason why we can't, again, I can pipe the sound in through my board and put the game on the screen so you guys can see it, but we'll get shut down by the NHL. It's copyright infringement. We can't broadcast the game. You can only see me. You can only see my reaction. We can't broadcast the game. They would shut us down quickly, so that's why we don't do that. Brad, welcome in. 4-4 game, 16 minutes left, 4-on-4 for the next minute and 50 seconds. If you guys are new to the Hockey Talk Show, again, this is not what we typically do. We're doing this because we're loving the playoffs right now, but we typically do a live broadcast show talking about the day's hockey events. So subscribe on YouTube, like and follow our page on Facebook. The Hockey Talk Show is basically just a community where everybody can come and talk hockey. How many people are watching with us? I don't know. We got a bunch. I haven't even looked at the stats in a while because I've been just enjoying watching the game. Are the Bruins tired yet? Let me tell you something. They were looking pretty damn tired until Krug put that one in the back of the net. They're juiced up right now. 29 watching. I have 54 on my screen, so I don't know which one's right. You can change colors and make it slow then fast. Change this. Yeah, I know there's ways to do it. I'm more about broadcasting a show, doing a show, and talking hockey than bootlegging games. I really don't have an interest in that. Far too complicated for me to do. But I appreciate the thought there, Creeper. Creeper Go Boom. It's a good name. Joe, are you saying this game ends 7-8? Darlene says 6-4. Yeah, we could easily see 6 tonight. Oh, Boston scored. Bro, please, I need to watch this game and I'm in the car. I can't do it, man. Sorry. Boston coming down. DeBrusk puts it in. Holy crap. Holy crap. Bruins score. 5-4 Bruins. That's 2 bad ones from Freddie Anderson. Not good. Not good whatsoever. DeBrusk was hustling. Beat the Toronto defense to the outside.
And here he takes advantage of a mistake by Jake Gardner, number 51, right here. Watch Gardner.
Beat Gardner. Oh, man. Beat Gardner. In between the legs. 5-hole on Anderson. That sucks.
He's going to want that over again. But right there, he gets a step in front. Gardner tries to take the body. Neglects to just poke the puck. So DeBrusk gets his opportunity, and it's 5-hole, and not a very pretty one.
What a great defensive play by Kevin Miller.
5-hole and not a pretty one is damn right. 14 minutes left in the game, guys. 14 minutes left. Boston's up 5-4. Make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube. That's a bad one from Freddie Anderson, man. That is a super, super bad one from Freddie Anderson. Not good. Not good whatsoever. You cannot let goals like that in. Just can't do it. That's 2 bad ones in a row from Freddie Anderson. One from the point with nobody in front of you. And then one on a breakaway in between your legs. Here comes Boston again. Anderson saves Nash. Marlowe, after putting 2 in the first period, has been invincible. Matthews shoots wide. DeBrusk was the one who scored just now. Anderson has been putting on a show the past 3 games. Rask looks like a block of cheese back there. Welcome in, Richard. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Can America have mercy and let a Canadian team win for once? Well, we all know, despite whatever happens in this game, 13 minutes left, we all know Winnipeg is the best chance Canada has of winning a cup this year. So.
We talked about the importance of scoring, but you also have to talk about the importance of defending. Grizzlick runs Nylander out of racetrack, and then Kevin Miller gives him the rough ride. There's a turnover. Krejci's there supporting, and then off to the races goes Jake DeBrusk. Nifty little play. Mike Puck's bang on. He's got to have his stick on the ice.
Gardner's got to have a little bit better angle on DeBrusque, and yeah, he's got to have his stick on the ice. That just sucks. That just sucks. The Yeek Gamer, who is your team? I'm sorry for those of you guys who have been with me the whole night that I'm repeating this, but I got to do it. The Hockey Talk Show, we talk all 31 teams in the NHL. If you ask me personally who my favorite team is, it's the Islanders. Although we are not biased, we talk about them fairly along with everybody else. 5 live shows a week. It's a call-in and comment-in show that we do on this channel here. Tonight, however, I am rooting for Toronto. I did pick them in my bracket. I am 7 for 8 in the first round, and I picked Toronto to be an upset in this round. So I guess I'm pulling for Toronto tonight. And do you like Pierre? I do like Pierre Maguire, although I do recognize his creepiness and the fact that he talks way too close to people. Way too close. It's one thing he's got the excuse when it's loud in the arena, but sometimes when it's quiet, he's still a little bit too close talking. This is some good hockey. I like it going both ways. Leafs will pull through. I hope so, Vincent. 12:47 left. 5-4 Bruins. Make sure you guys are subscribed up. Make sure you guys are subscribed up. Like I said, the Hockey Talk Show, we do the 5 live shows a week. We stream it on Facebook and YouTube, and then we put up the podcast afterwards, which you can get on TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, and Spotify. So you can follow us anywhere on there. Our website is hockeytalkshow.com. A former employee of the New York Islanders, and I've been doing radio for 15 years. So that's a little bit of credit on your old pal Ant. Oh, I said I was going to post this. Let me post up this video. I'll post a video of it's our little channel intro, so you guys can get a better idea of a little bit of our backgrounds. So you get a little bit more history on me. To be honest, I didn't think the Bruins had a chance in Game 7. Nah, the Bruins are a good team, man. Bruins are a good team. Did the game finish? Nope. Still going on. I didn't know it was going to be tight. Jets are going to the final. I have Nashville and Tampa in the final. By the way, your stream is 5th to come up when you search Boston versus Toronto live. Cool, man. That's awesome. You guys keep hitting the like button. We're going to keep climbing up the top of the ladder. By the way, the show has grown completely organically since we started back in October. This is the first year we're doing the Hockey Talk Show. So we've only been growing because people have been hitting that like button and people have been sharing us. So I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Score is 5-4 Bruins over the Leafs right now. 12:41 left in the third period. Now 100 watching. Welcome everybody who just came in. I'm repeating this for those of you who have been there for a while, and I apologize, but I got to do it. Hockey Talk Show. Live shows 5 days a week. We do a call-in and comment show. That's why you see the number down there in the front of the screen and our Twitter handle. We do call-ins and comments on Facebook and YouTube Live. And then we put up a podcast of the show afterwards. You can get all this info at hockeytalkshow.com. That's hockeytalkshow.com. Consider subscribing. We're giving away this C-Note, $100 American tonight if Thomas Plekanec scores 3 goals and or gets 5 points. I realize how impossible that is now with 12 minutes left. But as I said earlier, you've had to have subscribed and shared our video here on social media before he does anything to get the money. So if he goes on a lightning streak and puts 3 in right now, you'd have lost out if you didn't share the video on your social, Twitter, or Facebook, and if you're not subscribed to the channel. Let's see here. 3 dislikes are people who are only on for the actual streams. Yeah, I made sure to write live reaction, not that we're streaming the show. I didn't want to mislead anybody. I share your show on Twitter and Facebook, man. Can I get a Hockey Talk Show t-shirt? Vincent, we are actually in the process of making those. We don't have them just yet, though. But we have been looking at some store options to put some Hockey Talk Show gear. The idea is to do some merch with our logo on it, which I think is pretty creative, actually. The microphone in the middle of the face-off dot with an on button. Not bad. And we were going to make some like funny hockey shirts and things, too. We got some cool stuff in the works, so stick with us. It's only our first year on the air here, even though I've been broadcasting for 15 years in my career. Third period is the busiest. Congrats, Anthony. You crushed how many people had watching. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. How many people you've been watching? You're kidding me, really? I'll say this again, and I love that he keeps popping in, but Lou, Vegas Golden Knights coverage, he just commented below. Follow his channel for everything Vegas Golden Knights. He does reaction videos just like this during the games, and he does game recaps for Vegas. So he's been a great source. He's been on the show a bunch. He came on, and it was great to talk to him because he kind of filled us in on what the atmosphere was like in Vegas heading into the playoffs. He says it's crazy over there. Rightfully so. I need a new lanyard. Daniel, I'll make a note of that. We did not have a plan for lanyards. Maybe we'll do a lanyard. This is why Toronto can't have nice things. That made my wife chuckle. Let's see. Boston will get these hands. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed below, not only for the $100, if that even happens, but just if you want to keep talking hockey live with us 5 days a week and whenever hockey news breaks, that's the idea. Part of the thing that I love about this, and again, we're not here to break news. We were early on the Islanders story that they're going to hire somebody to come into their front office, whether they're hiring a new GM and they're going to kick Garth Snow up the ladder, or whether they're going to hire a president to stand above Garth Snow. We were one of the first ones to reiterate that story from Islanders Point Blank. But we're not really here to break news. We leave that to the Darren Dregers and the Bob McKenzies of the world. They're spectacular at it. We're really here just to create a community where we can talk hockey back and forth. I live in Long Island, and it's a great place to live, but there is a severe lack of hockey talk. Here in the New York market, the Yankees are number one. The Giants are number one. A lot of football talk, a lot of basketball talk. The Rangers, unless they're going deep into the playoffs, don't get a lot of coverage, but they get a lot more than the Islanders and the Devils do. So it's kind of hard to come by hockey talk, and I thought, to hell with it. I'll just create a channel where we can do our own hockey talk. And that's what we've done so far, and it's been pretty successful. So if you like the live shows, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you're getting the notifications on our Facebook page. Put your mouse over follow, and make sure you hit get notifications first. On YouTube, make sure you smash the bell and get notifications, because the other great thing about the Hockey Talk Show versus your TSNs, your ESPNs, and your Sportsnets is that we can go live at any moment. So it's going to come in real handy coming to the off season. You know, pre-draft, post-draft, free agency. If there's a trade, if there's a big signing, we could turn the channel on and we could start talking about it. And that was the whole idea. That's why this is a smidge better than the hockey coverage you may be getting in your local radio market or your local TV market. So that's the deal. Hit subscribe and make sure you guys share it around social media-wise, because that's how we've grown to where we are. It's guys and gals like you that enjoy talking hockey and want to, you know, keep building the community together, that we've been able to spread this around. Will you make jerseys? Joey, I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say it's going to be a little while before we do jerseys. Jerseys take a little bit of time. It's got to be good. I don't want it to be crummy. It's got to be nice. So jerseys down the line for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Subscribe and share this on Twitter so we can keep growing, and then the jerseys will be that much closer. What's your opinion, Caps versus Pitt? I like the Caps. I think the Caps have the best chance at winning this year because they just seem a little bit pissier to me. They're thinking to themselves, how can we let this keep going? And also, Matt Murray hasn't played as well as he could be playing. That's a severe deficiency in Pittsburgh this year. Unlike any other year, Matt Murray has not had a good year. So I think the Caps have a good chance. That being said, I did pick Pittsburgh in my postseason bracket that before the playoffs started. 10-11 left in the game, by the way. Boston 5, Toronto 4. Boston looks like they are really slowing down the pace of the game. Toronto has got to get something going here. if they want to have a shot in this one, because that clock is going to tick down very fast from 10 minutes to 2 minutes. So they had better get something going. Kadri is playing. Yeah, he played last game too. He came back off of the suspension list. Call me LDS. You got it, LDS. Hi guys, my friend is a fan from Toronto. I don't know much about the game, but can you tell me if they win or lose? You got it, Abriel. I hope I'm saying that right. Make sure you guys subscribe. Talk tonight's Bruins. We've been talking Bruins, man, all the way. They're looking pretty good right now. 2 big goals. DeBrusk stepping up big time. Look like they got Freddie Anderson on the ropes. Toronto needs to win. Got an LOL from Darlene. I'm not sure what that's from, but I appreciate the laughter, whether it was for me or for somebody else. This will be my first round pick. I picked Toronto to beat Boston. Got all the other ones right. Linda, you and me both, man. I'm 7 for 8. Excited about my 7 for 8. I want to go a perfect 8 for 8, but I'll take 7 for 8. Not looking good for Toronto. Giordano's in here. Let's go Boston. Make sure you guys on Facebook are subscribed. Make sure you guys like us and follow us on Facebook. You can also just hop over to our YouTube feed, which you can easily access by going to hockeytalkshow.com. We got links up there, hockeytalkshow.com. Make sure you guys are subscribed on both. I like YouTube. I like both. But for me, when I watch content, I like watching content on YouTube a little bit better than Facebook. I think their quality is a little bit better. So even if you're on Facebook, make sure you guys are over there on the YouTubes and get yourself subscribed. And like I said, it is super important to hit that little bell and to get notifications first on Facebook, because without that, when we go live, you'll miss out on the hockey talk, and that would be super, super unfortunate. So I want to make sure you guys are all over that. So make sure you guys are subscribed and you're hitting that little bell, man. Super important to hit that bell. Got to be all up in that bellness. Welcome everybody that's watching us for the first time. Super excited to have the audience here. Scores 5-4 Bruins. They just scored 2 in the third period to come back. 9:13 left. What would you say? Tampa and Boston sort of have a rivalry? Yeah. They were the top 2 teams in the East going down towards the end. There for a while there, Tampa was next level all year long. But if you remember, for a while, they dipped towards the end of the season. And as Boston was surging, Boston was challenging to top Tampa for a little while there. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a hell of a next round if that's where it goes. Got an icing here. 9:21 left in the game.
The one repercussion of these icings is the face-off, and Toronto's got some pretty good trigger men on these draws. And
Nylander taking this face-off against Riley Nash.
Nasty things can happen.
Boston winning face-offs 34-27. Boston wins the draw. Icing again.
Almost curled into Freddie Anderson, just wide. Bruins go up and out of the zone, and the puck was curling. It just didn't curl hard enough. Anderson was wide.
Game could definitely be going to overtime. Overtime would be nice, but as I've been saying all night long, I do morning radio here in New York. I need to go to bed. But I will not leave you until this game is over, I promise. But I do have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Then Zaitsev turned over to the Leafs Matthews. Fresh back along through him, and so they must recoil again.
8:48 now. Toronto in their own zone. They're having trouble getting out.
Bergeron out as the forechecker now. Marchand is there. Pasternak is there. Set ahead and Marleau for Toronto. And then Pasternak. And then back in again, Zaitsev. Came on to Bergeron.
Puck in the slot. Oh, score Boston. Oh, Brad Marchand. Oh, no. Oh, man. Or was that Pasternak? Oh, it was Pasternak. Pasta man, 88. 88 doing it. That sucks. 2-goal lead with 8:21. This is going to be tough to come back from.
Well, they've been quiet for a while, but in this biggest of moments, watch the pursuit by Marchand. He gets in deep, disrupts the play. Bergeron fishes it out. What patience by Pasternak. But this started way earlier. Here's the Leafs trying to stretch it out. And Chara stays up on Marleau and gets it right back.
That sucks. That sucks for Leafs fans. Bruins fans, you guys must be loving it. Good forecheck. God, there were 3 Leafs behind the goal line. Man, sloppy play, man. Sloppy play by the Leafs. 3 Leafs behind the goal line. They got caught behind their own goal line. Let's see what they could do here. Leafs in the zone now. Half boards from Brown thrown at the net. 2-goal lead. Bruins coming out of their zone. Krug over the red line. Bruins are in. Wide shot goes all around the boards. Bruins keep it in. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our channel on YouTube. If you want to take part in our future shows.
Jammed along by Achari, taken further by DeBrusque. That off the stick of Anderson, and lobbed on for Brown to spike as far as center. Miller able to play it back in with under 7.5 to go. The Leafs now have to get...
Leafs cough up the puck behind the net. Bruins in control now. Can't get out of their own zone. Let's see here. Riley up the boards. He misses with Matthews. This will go for icing. MDR thinks the Pens are going to win another Stanley Cup. Totally possible, man. Totally possible. They can three-peat. I don't have them in the finals. I'm 7 for 8 in the first round so far, but totally possible the Pens can three-peat. I worry about Matt Murray, though. MDR, you worried about Matt Murray? Vincent, you worried about Matt Murray? You guys gotta be.
The Bruins outscored the Leafs 3-0 in the
Oh, good shot off the face-off. Nice save by Freddie Henderson. Finally got his stick down. Goat 34 in the game. Let's go Leafs. What's up, Goat? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, brother. Or sister. Kind of hard to tell from that one. Linda, this was not a very good game. Not happy. It was a good game. It's just Leafs are losing now. Joe says Leafs are done. Patricia, go Boston. Keep it going. Everybody laughed at the lineman fall. I like when the linesmen fall. And there goes another one.
This is set in by Pulla, forced along by Rapp. Dealt along behind, and it's McAvoy.
Jays just lost against Boston. Might be 2 losses for the city of Toronto tonight against Boston. Boston are the Leafs kryptonite. Let's go Bruins. Four Men's Grills. Tony, Four Man's Grills. Welcome in, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribing to us on YouTube for our future shows. We do live call-in and comment-in hockey shows covering the day's news in the National Hockey League. Check out our intro video on our YouTube page to get more info on me. Former employee of the National Hockey League New York Islanders and current morning show host on Long Island. Nice shot from the point by the Leafs. Leafs have got to put some more pressure on. They have got to put some more pressure on. Matthews fans on a shot from the high slot. He's got it back now. Trying to get into the zone. He does. Drops it back to the point. Just out of Gardner's reach. That sucks. That sucks. 5:09 left. Boston up 6-4. Leafs cough it up in the offensive zone at the circles. Riley gathers it back now in his own zone. Cross ice to Gardner's deep partner. Leafs can't get out of their own zone. They cough it up. Now it's Boston in the Toronto zone. Boston has 3 deep on the forecheck. Shot doesn't get all the way through. And now here come the Leafs. I think that's Van Riemsdyk over the blue line. Dumps it in. McAvoy gets to it first, though. Leafs don't have enough possession, man. They're not playing their game right now. Not playing their game right now. This is Boston's game right now. Leafs in their own zone. Gardner behind the net trying to slow things down a little bit. Krejci on the forecheck. Here come the Leafs out of their own zone across the red line and in. It's Marner. Goes wide. He's at the half boards. Shot from the point. Goes wide. Don Wayne thinks the Pens are going to repeat. What's up, Don? Make sure you're following us on Facebook or subscribing on YouTube to the show. Marner over the red line now, drops to Kadri, tries to give and go. They cough out the puck high in the zone. Not getting good penetration. Leafs can't dump. Leafs can't carry in. Not good. Boston is tightening up. Under 3.5. It looks like the Bruins are going to pull this out unless Toronto can get desperate here. Welcome in all the new viewers. We're really starting to pump it up now as the game comes to a close. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the Hockey Talk Show. We do 5 live call-in and comment shows a week. All hockey talk. Channel goes on whenever there's some big breaking news, and we talk about it. The whistles are away. It was Brown and somebody else in front of the net just tangling. Whistles have been put in the pockets. Leafs net is empty with just about 2:52 to go here. Goalie pulled. Let's see what Toronto can do. Goat 34, I'm not a Leafs fan. Unbiased. We cover all 31 teams in the National Hockey League, soon to be 32. Leafs finally have it under control now. Riley at the point, down low, back up to Riley. Bozak tosses it in front of the net, bad angle shot. Leafs fighting to keep it in. Turnaround shot from Kadri, no good. Bozak battling, Kadri in the corner, Van Riemsdyk in the corner, and Pastrnak comes out with it. Swings it around, icing? Yes, sir. 2-minute warning, 6-4 Bruins. 2 minutes left, 6-4 Boston over Toronto. Empty net.
Third period, this has been a spectacular Game 7. The composure of the Bruins clearly apparent here in the third period. Joe Sacco working with a dry erase board, talking about face-off plays with Jake DeBrusk.
Want to welcome in the 100 people watching right now on the Hockey Talk Show. Everybody click that subscribe button, man. If you want to do live call-in hockey 5 days a week with us right here on the Hockey Talk Show, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell and that you're getting notifications. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. 2:02. Empty net for the Leafs. They're down 6-4. Faceoff goes to Toronto. Leafs are going with an umbrella. Dermott at top. Down to Austin Matthews. Hyman couldn't dig it in after a rebound. Leafs keep it in after a failed clear attempt from Boston. Puck squirts to the other side of the ice, and the Bruins clear. At the blue line, they battle for it. Sorry, guys, not taking calls right now. We take calls during the regular show when we're doing that. This is a live reaction show. Battling on the half boards. Now it's center ice. Squirts over to the bench side, and it's Nylander who gathers it. Back to Dermott. Over to Riley, who dumps it in. Van Riemsdyk the first to get to it. Kadri at the half boards. He skates with Taroom, throws it to the net. Oh, outside. I thought that went in. That was close. Minute left in the game. 6-4. Bruins come out. Center ice. Backhanded to the net. Ices it. Ice is at 7-4 Bruins. Holy cow. What a hell of a game. Hell of a season for the Leafs. Leafs do not get one more game, my friend. Game 7. That is it. Brad Marchand seals it up. Crowd's going crazy. Over 100 people watching right now. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notifications. We do live hockey talk 5 days a week. And whenever there's breaking news in the National Hockey League, we turn the channel on. Stream live on Facebook and YouTube. Take your calls, take your comments, and talk nothing but hockey. So hit that like button. Share this on social. But more than anything, subscribe and hit the bell. Chloe, sorry, man. Sorry, Chloe. I know you guys are pulling for your Leafs. Goat 34, sorry. Brent, what a series. Totally agree, man. It was a good series. The damn good series. Joe, that rat again. I don't like Brad Marchand. I don't think anybody really does, including his mom. It's a hell of a game, though. 27 seconds left. Leafs are still battling in the Bruins zone. They keep it in. Shot from the point. Rims around. Nash will clear it down the ice. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Even if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button. Follow us. Make sure you're getting our notifications. That is super, super important. Mark subscribed. Welcome in, my man. Nice to have you, Mark. Can't wait to do some live shows with you guys during the week. By the way, we'll be on live tomorrow night, and that's a final. That is it. Boston Bruins go on to win this series 4-3. Zdeno Chara towering over everybody else in celebration. Your old pal Ant goes 7 for 8 in his first round picks. Babcock shaking hands with the other coaches. Unfortunate for the Leafs, but I'll tell you what, you guys got a bright, bright future ahead of you, man. Everybody's going to be envious of the Leafs next couple of seasons for what you guys have. I would subscribe, but I don't care about hockey unless the Leafs are in the playoffs because that's my home team. Dunbar, we talk a ton about the Leafs. A ton about the Leafs. We cover every single team every time news breaks, so consider subscribing, man. I like both Boston and Toronto. I was rooting for Toronto because they were my pick, but being unbiased, I like both teams. Patrice Bergeron is one of my favorite players of all time, and I respect the hell out of Zdeno Chara, and I love everything he did. And apparently, I am one of the few people who likes Tuukka Rask, because as we saw here tonight, there are a lot of Boston fans that hate Tuukka Rask. Really and truly hate Tuukka Rask. Well, he won you the game tonight, man. May not have been so neat, but he won the game tonight. DUI cover Boston. We cover all 31 teams. Whatever the big news of the day is in the NHL, that's what we cover that afternoon or evening. We do 5 live shows a week, and whenever there's breaking news or a big trade or whatever, we're on. Trade deadline, we were on. We had a great show that day. We're going to be on for the draft lottery. We're going to be on for the draft itself. We're going to be on for July 1st and free agency. We're going to be on here with the rest of our hockey fans talking live hockey. So subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Hit the bell so you're getting notifications. And if you prefer on Facebook, we stream live. Same show goes out to both platforms. Like us on Facebook. Hit the follow button over there. Again, it's important to hit the follow button and hit the bell because you want to know when we go on. When it came down, when there were big trades happening, when Rick Nash got traded to the Bruins, bam, we turned the channel on. We did a bonus show that day. It was a blast. So always follow along. And if you can't catch us live on Facebook or YouTube, you can always watch the replay. And we also load all our shows into a podcast form so you can listen to it if you prefer podcast over watching. And we're on TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, and Spotify. So you can get us on all of those platforms. HockeyTalkShow.com for all the information. Daniel's a hardcore Hockey Talk Show pal. Good night, my man. Have a good one. It was a hell of a game, wasn't it? It was pretty good. Priscilla, thanks, Aunt. You're certainly welcome. Thanks for sticking with me the whole night. We'll see you on the next live Hockey Talk Show. Priscilla is ringing that bell, hitting the thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. Bergeron is the GOAT. Keep him healthy, and you will see. I believe that, Albion. I believe Bergeron is the key to this series. Although DeBrusque, Pasternak, they're gonna help you win. They're gonna help you win. Higher Ground Gaming, just subscribe. Thanks so much for that, my man. Appreciate it. You won't regret it. We'll have some fun talking hockey in the near future. Rask is the man. Finn Power. I like Rask. Zach with the thumbs up and the thanks. Hope you're subscribed, man. Think the Bruins have a chance against Tampa? I do. I really, really do. Although I have Tampa and Pittsburgh in the conference finals. Those are just my picks. Draft lottery will be in the first intermission of first game on Saturday, right? Is it? I believe so. I have it written down. I don't know where now. Whenever it is, we'll update you on social. Follow us, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We do more on Facebook, most on Facebook, but we do the other ones. We'll certainly let everybody know when exactly it is we're going to cover the draft lottery. I subscribe and like the video. Hope you get more subscribers. Thanks, Master. That's the point. We're trying to build it up. We're trying to grow it organically. We want hockey fans only. So, Eddie, a pleasure. Eddie's been around since the beginning. Thanks, my man. Always a pleasure to have you there. Joe's been around from early on. Thanks so much. 3 stars of the game. Krejci, 3 assists and a +1 rating. Gives a stick to a young Boston fan in the stands. First star is Jake DeBrusque. 4-game point streak. 2 goals tonight. Stick over the glass to a young star. Good for him. Good for him. Albion, thanks so much for the kind words, man. I appreciate that.
Very special.
Here's Bergeron.
You know, both sides hard fought series all along, and you know, I'm pretty sure the fans are pretty happy with this one.
Patrice, it wasn't looking good at different parts in the game, especially coming out to start the third period. How did you guys get the train back on the track?
Well, we talked about our character, that we've done that all year long, and we worked way too hard to this point for us to stop right here. So a lot of resiliency, I guess, and believing in ourselves and playing a lot better, obviously.
As one of the leaders of the team, you told the officials to come over before the start of the third period because you thought the ice was a little bit wet. As you think about it now, do you think that helped your team in terms of settling things down, getting into the moment?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take credit for that one, but it was, you know, the ice was pretty, it was warm in the building tonight, and, you know, obviously you try to give it a little bit of, take all the chances that you can, and, you know, hopefully that helped a little bit to make some better plays, but obviously everyone kind of bared down and got a lot better.
I know you want to digest this win before you think about Tampa Bay, but one goal I got to ask you about, the Jake DeBrusque goal. How much
Saturday,
energy that provides
Tampa,
the bench
Boston.
and the building?
That was amazing. You know, I've talked all year long about our young guys, the way that they show up every day to get better, and you know, they're making a big difference, and they're special kids. And Jake tonight looked like a veteran for a Game 7, and it's special, and credit to him.
Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for the pregame interview, and we'll see you down in Tampa. Thanks a lot, Patrice.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Doc.
You know, Chara wears the C on this team and has for quite some time, but Patrice Bergeron is one of the great leaders of the game. Like I said, he's one of my favorites. I said before, somebody asked me who my favorite player is. I said I could pick a player on every team. Patrice Bergeron is one of my favorite players overall of all time. He is just lights out great. Always a good team player. One of the best. I'm sorry, but I think the Bruins are finals bound. Do you think they could beat Tampa? They could. They could. I just like Tampa's defense too much. Pulling McDonough at the deadline to me was overkill, and they're just good. Vasilevsky's good. McDonough rounds out that D hardcore. They've bullied Tampa at times. I'm not going to say you're wrong, man. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I don't know. I just Kucherov and Stamkos. JT Miller's been great since he came over in the trade, too. I don't know. I just think Tampa's ready to bust out. I don't know. I feel pretty good about Tampa. They're not beat up. Aiden, welcome in. Bruins won 7. Was it 7-3? 7-4? 7-4. 7-4. Heck of a game. Make sure you guys are subscribing on YouTube as we wrap up over here. Albion, he's on. Bergeron's on deck for the captaincy when Chara retires. Definitely the C goes over to Bergeron. Vin, thanks for the show, Anthony. You make us feel a part of the show. Dude, that's what it's all about. Hockey community right here. Right here. All about the hockey community. Caroline does not like Canada, apparently. Caroline, hurtful for Canadians. Not for me. I'm from New York, so I'm okay with it, but hurtful. But if you subscribe to the channel, you'd have redeemed yourself wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly would have redeemed yourself. Just kidding. There you go. Love the humor. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I know we still got a lot of people watching, but we've been on for 3 hours now. But I think that's good. I think we should leave it there for the night. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed and make sure you hit that bell to get the notifications. We'd love to have you join and take part in future shows when we do the call-ins and the comment-ins. Sheila, I wanted Toronto to win so bad. I know. I was pulling for Toronto, too. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I see a lot of new faces here, which is great. Make sure you guys subscribe. Again, if you don't subscribe and hit that bell, you're going to miss out next time we go live. We will do more live game reactions. If there's ever a night where there's one game going on, we'll be on and we'll do this again for sure. If there's ever an afternoon and we have time, we'll definitely do it. But just know that we're here 5 days a week with live shows. You guys can call in. You can comment in on Facebook and YouTube. You can tweet at us at Hockey Talk Show. Follow on Twitter. And, of course, when we open up the phones, you could call in and have your say on everything that we're talking about. We cover the day's news, but we usually wind up just talking about anything you guys want to talk about anyway. There's never been a show where I haven't answered a question or started a conversation that needed some starting. So, man, DeBrusk, when he went to the outside and beat Gardner, that was just a sweet goal. That was just pure skill and will, and they're the better team tonight. It sucks because Freddie Anderson was great and really helped carry the Leafs, but he let 2 in tonight, and that was the difference. The 2 that he let in that were not that great, that was the difference. That was really, really the difference. But he's a great goalie, and the Leafs are going to have a nice team moving forward with Anderson and Marner and Matthews and Nylander, and Marlowe's here for another season. Gardner has to go. I'm sick of this guy. Gardner, I said this before, it could be a little aloof at times, man. A little aloof at times. He should have been up on DeBrusk a little bit sooner. Should have angled him off a little bit sooner. Zaitsev has to go. Hasn't proved himself for sure. Zaitsev has a long way to go as far as establishing himself as a solid NHL defenseman. Everyone besides Riley on that blue line needs to go. Yeah, Riley's your guy, man. But even Riley's got to step up his game a little bit. He's not that, like I said, he's not that Letang, Doughty, Carlson. Like, he's not that defined number one, I'm the guy you got to worry about on defense player that every other team seems to have. He just doesn't seem to be there. I do think that the Leafs could have used some more physicality. I did say early on they should have dressed Matt Martin. They should have dressed Dominic Moore. I would have loved to have seen those guys in the mix a little bit more. I was against Plekanec going up to the second line. It worked all series long except for this one. Except for this game, it did not work in this game. Plekanec was a no-show, basically. Now that the Maple Leafs are gone, I want my second favorite team to win, the Capitals. Sheila, good luck to you. I hope they do. I hope they do. I'm rooting for the Caps in the next round. But I picked Pittsburgh. Sorry. At least make a few adjustments and you'll be scary the next couple of years. Damn scary. Damn scary. I mean, honestly, who's the best player in the league? Without a doubt, Connor McDavid. Who would you rather have? Connor McDavid and Draisaitl or Matthews, Marner, and Nylander? I'd rather have Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. I'd rather have Toronto's goaltender. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm starting a team and I'm drafting one player, it's 97 for sure. But, I mean, this threesome that they got over there in Toronto is going to be scary good. Derpy, welcome in. Hope you're subscribed. I wasn't really rooting for anybody, but I had picked Toronto. Again, we cover 31 teams, so I don't really root for anybody in the playoffs. I'm an Islander fan. I work for the Islanders. But I know how to be fair when it comes to the hockey talk show. So, but I did have picks going into this, and I did pick Toronto to upset Boston. I said it was going to go 7, and I was wrong about this one. But I did go 7 for 8, so I'm pretty proud about that. Boston can drink bleach and die. Leafs rule. Very colorful, George. Despite the bleach takes out color. That was very colorful. Bruins finally showed up to a game. Something that always happens to the Leafs. 51 years, no cups. I know, Eddie. It's tough, but have faith, man. Hang in there. DeBrusk was awesome tonight. He sure was. I hope Tampa kills Boston. I think it's going to be a tough series. I do have Tampa playing Pittsburgh in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'll be rooting for the Knights in the West and the Caps in the East. That would be killer. I did pick Pittsburgh, but I would love to see Ovi go, finally make it to a cup final. I think that would be amazing. Again, I'm a fan of the game, so it's easy for me to root for, it's easy for me to root for the Caps. It's easy for me to root for San Jose. You want to see these guys that have been struggling for the longest time finally get there. I would root for the Jets, but I don't think I could take the Line A fanboys. Patrick Laine surprised me in the last couple of years. He's really, really good. I always knew he was good, but I don't know if I've just seen him more this year or whatever it is, but damn, that guy's got it, man. I always thought he was the weakest out of all the, the Matthews and the, all the Eichels and all these guys coming up, but he's really raised his profile this season. I hope Ovi finally gets his cup. I do too. I hope for Lightning versus Vegas in the final. Certainly possible. I have the Bruins losing against Tampa. DeBrusk sucks. He doesn't deserve a life. Okay. George is upset. George is very upset tonight. He's not happy. What? Yeah. Yeah, George isn't happy. It's okay. Sorry, George. I still can't believe we have this many people watching. Line A has been scary good for the Jets. Scary good. Scary good. That's your opinion. It's a true fact that he did good, though, because he got 2 goals. All Bruins films. I don't know who that was referring to. I'm sorry. I had Ducks beating Sharks in 5. I was very wrong. Yeah, you were, Jackie boy. Yeah, you were, man. That's okay. We all have bad days. It's McDavid, Matthews, Laine, and Eichel in that order. Ooh, let me think about that. McDavid, Matthews, Laine, and Eichel. I didn't think so prior to this season, but this season and last season have not been good for Eichel. I would definitely put him 4th. I don't know if I would switch Matthew and Laine in that order, but that's a great... See, during a regular show, we would take that and we would debate that for a good 10 minutes. To get stats going, that's the kind of stuff we normally do. So for sure, I would love that. But I think me personally, I like Matthews more than Laine. I always go for the power forward. Give me the bigger body. Give me the guy who's better. With the battle in front of the net. I just prefer that type of player. But Laine might be better than Matthews. I don't know. That would be a close one, but definitely McDavid, Matthews, Laine, interchangeable, and Eichel last. That's awesome. Mention the Keon curse. Wall, I hope you're subscribed. We'll talk about the Keon curse. You'll get along with Eddie V. He loves talking old school Leafs, man. Loves talking old school Leafs. I've been up to Toronto a bunch, and I consume a lot of Toronto media. I know what it's like up there. I'm telling you, you guys are better than you think you are. And you're going to be great over the next couple of years. You really, really are. Solidify that defense just a smidge more, and you're going to be A-okay. You're far ahead of a lot of other teams that are in the mix. All right, I think we're going to leave it there. A lot of fun. Hate to leave with so many of you guys still viewing, but again, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube, like us on Facebook. Hit that follow button. For those of you who are unaware of the Facebook situation, if you want to get all the notifications, it is super, super important that you see. You take your mouse after you've liked the page. You take your mouse, you hover over the following when you get to the Hockey Talk Show page. We're at Hockey Talk Show on Facebook, by the way. Hover over there, and you guys make sure you see first in the news feed, and make sure you're getting notifications on all posts. You have to select that. If you don't, you will not see all of our stuff when we go live for shows, and that becomes super important, especially in the off season when there's a big signing or there's a trade or something happens 3 hours before the draft. We'll be on and we'll be talking about it. That's what's great about doing a show on the web, and we'll be there for you, just dishing about hockey. So get them notifications, and make sure you guys subscribe. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Hockey Talk Show, all the way around. So make sure you guys are following us everywhere you like to interact, and we'll be there. And we're very active on Twitter, very, very active on Facebook. Obviously, that's where we stream, and we do put out some Instagrams, and we're going to do more Instagrams in the future. We're going to do more Instagram stories for sure. We're going to pick that up. We are not on Snapchat. That's the only place we are not. There hasn't been a lot of demand for us to be on Snapchat, and Instagram's been stealing all the Snapchat stuff, so we've been just doing everything on Instagram. So that's it. Off the top of the question, do you think the LA Galaxy had a chance in the playoffs this year? Sheila, my skills are very limited to hockey, so that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Hope you're subscribed. Hope you're liking our page. Remember to share all around. Share this. Hit that like button. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for a live edition of the Hockey Talk Show. We'll preview the second round. We'll solidify our picks moving forward. And we'll talk about the first couple of games that are be going on tomorrow. I can't believe the second round already, bam, like this, smack into tomorrow night. But Pittsburgh and Washington, 7 o'clock. San Jose and Vegas, 10. Will be on before the Pittsburgh-Washington game, either in the afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock or 6 or 6:30. Again, that's why you got to get them notifications so you know when we're on. Great sharing the game with you guys tonight. Have a safe night. Spread the word about the Hockey Talk Show. Remember, we're on podcast form. All this info is at hockeytalkshow.com. And I will see you guys on the